Shannon Hogan. Puck drop coming your way in moments right here on MSG+. Want to fill you in on some quick lineup changes for the Islanders. Ross Johnston is going to be in for Matt Martin. We have Sebastian Aho is going to be in for Robin Salo. Kiefer Bellows will go into the lineup for a lower body injured Kyle Palmieri. And for the Vegas Golden Knights, Mark Stone is out with an upper body injury, also considered day to day. We got the business out of the way. Let's have some fun and welcome in Brendan Burke and Butch Goring.
Yeah, that's where we come in, the fun part, Butchie.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Shannon. This Islanders team coming off a solid team win over the Boston Bruins on Thursday. Different test here today with Vegas in town, but this team needs to start stringing wins together. Haven't won back-to-back games since early November.
They're going to have to win more than back-to-back games. They're going to have to put a bit of a string together. But I don't think Barry Trotz is talking about wins, and I certainly don't think he's talking about where the standings are right now for the Islanders. What I think he's telling the guys is, I saw how you played the other night. You can't fool me anymore. I need another game just like we had the other night.
Well, Cal Clutterbuck was a big part of that Islanders win on Thursday against Boston. He scored 2 goals. They won't have Matt Martin today, but that identity line left their mark on the ice the other night.
They really did, and certainly Johnston is a very capable fill-in for Matt Martin. I mean, he's big, he's strong, and he can also skate. But now listen, this is some people think this is the fourth line. On many nights, it's the best line because they know how to play the game the right way. They're physical. They get in on the play. They support one another. They make it incredibly tough to play against because you know you're going to take a body check somewhere along the line. They're going to score goals here and there. So they're just a really important element. They drag everybody on their team into the game. They make life miserable. And that's the way it ought to be. Hockey should be fun, but it should be tough.
We have just gotten news from the New York Islanders, and not good news. Both Matt Martin and Robin Salo have been added into COVID protocol, the reason for their absence here in today's game. So the Islanders still dealing with this. They're going to take on a fully manned Vegas Golden Knights team, and Robin Lehner is back to face the New York Islanders for the first time on Long Island since he left. It was first a trade that kept him away. Then it was the COVID-restricted season where they never played against the Vegas Golden Knights. And now he finally makes his way back in what will be an emotional night for Robin Lehner. He said as much yesterday, taking to Twitter to share his thoughts on coming back to Long Island, saying it's the people that accepted me for who I am and the ones that supported me no matter what. I'm forever grateful for your place in my journey. Often when I go through these things, I think of you. And so those are just some of the thoughts of what Robin Lehner will be going through. Amazing to see the impact of Robin Lehner on Islanders fans and Islander fans on Robin Lehner with just one season here on the island. We've got the Islanders and Golden Knights coming up here at UBS Arena. When we come back, Andy Green's 1,000th NHL game ceremony. Next. Fifth player ever to reach 1,000 games, but maybe the most impressive, the 26th undrafted player to play 1,000 games. Let's turn things over. PA announcer at UBS Arena here, Mr. Alex Anthony.
Andy Green became just the 20th American defenseman and 358th player in National Hockey League history to play in his 1,000th career NHL game. Please join us in congratulating Andy Green. Joining Andy to celebrate his special achievement, please welcome Andy's mom, Linda, his wife, Rachel, along with their 2 sons, Colton and Maddox. Andy, please turn your attention to the video board for a special feature from many of your friends.
A guy who's seen it all, true vet, and plays the game the right way.
Great player on the ice, so he's all around a true pro, and you can learn something from those guys.
Not to mention a great player, but just a great person to be around. Great career, just a kind of undercover career that he's had, and being the captain in New Jersey.
Green with a shot, score! It's going to be Andy Green's first goal.
It's a guy you want to have on your team and in your organizations.
He was always a guy that, even with everything on his plate, he always had time for everyone.
Laid across, and now Green firing, scores!
Whether it's young guys or older guys, he's a guy you look to in all different kinds of situations. To be able to share that milestone with him is going to be an incredible honor for us.
with a solid body check. Quick shot, Green. He scores!
Greener, congratulations.
Just want to congratulate you to your 1,000 game. What an achievement.
Congrats on 1,000 games. Congrats, Greener, on your 1,000th game. Congratulations on 1,000 games.
Congratulations, Andy, to you and your entire family on this great milestone. I've had the pleasure and honor of seeing your first game, now your 1,000, and certainly many more.
And now, Islanders alternate captains Josh Bailey and Cal Clutterbuck are presenting Andy's mother, Linda, and wife, Rachel, with flowers. Andy, there have been many special moments throughout your 16 seasons in the league. Islanders captain Anders Lee will now present you with a custom engraved silver hockey stick in recognition of your 1,000 game milestone. On behalf of the Islanders organization, Josh and Cal are now presenting Andy with a customized team signed jersey. Additionally, Andy is being presented with a framed painting that captures highlights taken throughout his illustrious NHL career. On behalf of Isles Nation and the New York Islanders organization, congratulations, Andy, on your historic achievement.
From undrafted out of Miami, Ohio, to 1,000 games in the National Hockey League. What a moment for Andy Green, celebrating his 1,000th game in the National Hockey League, which took place last month in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, just an incredible ceremony. His heart's got to be just racing, Brendan. I mean, it's just, we received those accolades in front of so many people, your family, your friends, and your teammates, the kind words. Just a tremendous accomplishment by a really good hockey player.
If you're wondering why this ceremony wasn't last weekend where the New Jersey Devils were in town, it's because this is the date Andy Green picked so that his wife and kids could be here, and his mom, who had to fly in from Michigan, could be here as well. So a nice moment for Andy Green to have his family here to witness the celebration. I hope he brought the pickup truck today, Butch. He's going home with a little bit.
He certainly is, and well-deserved. And now he's got a lot more games ahead of him.
38 years ago tomorrow, Butch, you played your 1,000th game.
Was it that long ago, Brad?
Andy Green, by the way, is 38 years old. Just pointing that out.
Yeah, well, I wasn't quite that old.
Well, before we drop the puck in this one, we've got the national anthem coming up here from UBS Arena, so we turn things back over to Alex Anthony.
National anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light
The Islanders facing a tough test today in the Vegas Golden Knights, who are looking to sweep their 4-game trip through the Eastern Conference. Islanders look to put together wins for the first time since early November. Today's goaltending matchup brought to you by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today to get behind the wheel of the Audi model you've always wanted. Ilya Sorokin took the loss in Detroit on Tuesday, but made 37 saves, an even record of 7-7-4, but that save percentage, .926, ninth best in the NHL for any goalie that has played 15. A clean-shaven and admittedly emotional Robin Lehner in net for Vegas. His first appearance on Long Island since he wore the Islanders jersey in the 2018-19 season. Finished third in the Vezina voting that year. Won the Jennings Trophy along with Thomas Greiss this year as the full-time starter for Vegas. Well, there was a ceremony just a few moments ago for Andy Green's 1,000th game. I imagine hard for Cal Clutterbuck's mind not to wander as he plays his 900th game here today.
Yeah, given his style of play, Brendan, a tremendous accomplishment for Cal. And he's having a super season. He's one guy that's been really consistent.
Islanders start with Clutterbuck, Cizikas, and Ross Johnston. And Clutterbuck starts game number 900 the same way the other 899 have gone, with a big hit on Nicholas Hague as Johnston dumps this one in. We learned just after warm-ups, just before we came to you, actually while we were on the air, that the Islanders have lost 2 more players into COVID protocol. Matt Martin and Robin Salo are out on COVID protocol, joining Matt Barzal, who remains out and will be out until after Christmas. Here's Hague able to keep this one in. No Mark Stone for the Vegas Golden Knights. That's an upper body injury. Vegas is one of, I guess, the few teams at this point that do not have any players on the COVID restricted list. As Johnston fighting to get to center ice, he'll get there, he will shoot it in, and the Islanders will get a change here in the closing seconds of the opening minute.
Well, you know, Ross is excited to get back into the lineup. Played very well in his last games a little while ago.
This one dumped into could be icing. It is icing against the Vegas Golden Knights.
No, Barry Trotz knows his team has got to start putting things together, and winning is fun, and he understands that. But again, as you and I were talking about, I don't think he's really focusing in on talking about winning. The guys know. I mean, this is a veteran club, and they all want to make the playoffs, and they've got to start really cranking it up.
The Islanders are 8-12-5, 21 points in their first 25 games, taking on the Vegas Golden Knights, who have now played 30. This is their 31st game of the NHL season. They've won 19 games, so this is thrown out of play. And Pete DeBoer's team, 7-2 in the month of December. They dealt with injuries early to big parts of their team. They've come back, and they've been climbing the standings ever since.
Yeah, he does a great job, but yeah, he's learning what everybody else has been learning, is that, you got to deal when you're missing your stars. And Pacioretty, as you mentioned, was out for about 20-some games, and now Stone is out in tonight's game. But you know what? It's an opportunity for everybody else to get a little more ice time, as Big Z just took a little header.
Robin Lehner stops behind the net and plays it for McNabb. Stolen away by Lee. Wahlstrom to Pajot. This one knuckling towards the front of the net. Swept away by Lehner. Out to the line, Chara. Loads it up. It's blocked. Comes right to Wahlstrom. He tried to go to the net. That one's blocked by Whitecloud. Lee coming to it, but he's beaten to the puck by Janmark. Matthias Janmark wraps the wall. Keegan Colasar ahead for Nicholas Waugh. In stride for Janmark, who stumbled down to the ice and took Pajot with him. Thompson trying to go way up the ice for Wahlstrom. Never got there. Then Lee couldn't clear it out. Janmark defended well by Thompson. Noah Thompson pinned up against the boards. And still stalled there as it's Pride free. Handed out. Coughlin with a blast that goes wide. This Vegas Golden Knights team has won 4 in a row. They're coming off a 3-2 shootout win against the Rangers on Friday. And they've won 4 in a row overall, their first 4-game winning streak of this season. As Carrier ducks behind, went to center, misfired, stays with it. Theodore stumbles out and down to the ice, and it keeps Vegas from maintaining possession inside the zone.
That would have given Bellows a breakaway if Theodore is not able to maintain his balance.
Kiefer Bellows scoops it up off the boards, but then left it behind and wiped it out again. This time it's Brett Howden, and the whole thing is offside.
Bellows has to make sure just inside that blue line. That's a critical area. And, you get a chance to play, Brendan. You get a little ice time, and those are mistakes you can't make. You've got to err on the side of caution, especially early in the game. Get your rhythm going.
Are the equipment managers sweating a little bit right now? Because we've seen a few guys blow some tires here early on.
You're talking about Bogsy?
Yeah, well, both sides. We've seen guys just fall over. A few on the Vegas side.
Maybe it's the ice.
Maybe get that machine out.
Yeah.
Switch out a few blades if you can. Haig up the boards. Max Pacioretty stopped initially by pinched in Mayfield. Zizeek is able to keep the zone for a moment. Pietrangelo stopped it, turned back around. Evgeny Dadonov hits around Pelech. Puck picked up by Pacioretty. Forced one out for Alex Pietrangelo. Left side, Haig. Haig with a shot, and there's the first test of the game for Ilya Sorokin.
A nice pass there from Pietrangelo, and Haig let that shot go, but you can see that Sorokin, it's the kind of shot you want to have early on in the game. Just kind of get yourself set up. He's outside the dot area. He's in perfect position and squeezes that left arm. You don't want to be a leaky goaltender, Brendan. That's the worst feeling, and the worst feeling for goaltending coaches, see their goalie let one slide in.
Sorokin has been consistent this season as Marchessault takes a shot. It squeaked underneath him, and he falls back on top of it. Snow Angel stop for Sorokin. Keeps that one out, just as I was about to tell you how good he's been.
Yeah, you gotta bear down on your face-offs, but I'm always amazed that the goaltenders can feel that thing. With all their equipment, Brendan, they can feel it. He looks behind. He knows he doesn't quite have it. Now think about that. They got an awful lot of equipment. There's, tough to have that little feel going. You got to come across, though. That winger's got to make sure he gets across and prevents that shot. Too good opportunity.
Oliver Wahlstrom picks up the puck in the center circle for the Islanders. Thompson off Pajot, can't get it in. William Karlsson stopped on his first try. Second one shoots it deep. And Zdeno Chara along the boards, keeping it from Jonathan Marchessault. Anders Lee tied up with White Cloud, so there will be no icing. Islanders will get a change while they can. Vegas will do the same.
Quiet start for both these teams. The game we saw the other night, the Islanders are really on their toes and took it to the opposition rather aggressively.
Brock Nelson over the line. Leaves it for Andy Green. Thrown on goal. Steered away by Robin Leonard. Waugh the other way. Moves it ahead. Nelson is back as Aho slips down to the ice.
Really strange. I mean, you might see that once in a hockey game. We've already seen it 3 or 4 times where guys are stumbling away.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra did have a concert here last night.
Oh, well, that maybe has something to do with it.
But certainly something for us to watch out for. Is don't take anything for granted at this point. It's ripped in around Robin Leonard. Bumped here for Theodore. Got over Bailey's shoulder. Mayfield wanted to go to the net. Hit Bailey. Zarnik had that one blocked by Amadio. Austin Zarnik shoves it back in down the boards. And Coughlin leaves for Theodore. Here's Coughlin. Moves it ahead for Carrier. Coughlin has goals in back-to-back games from the back end for Vegas. As Pelech taken to the wall by Brett Howden. Haig moves it across the line. Looks at Pietrangelo, then looks towards the net. Shot was altered by Bellows. Scooped up back of the cage by Howden. Then Janmark run into. This one twisted past Pietrangelo and all the way down the ice, and both teams will make changes again.
It's almost like it's a 2 o'clock game, Brendan, and everybody's not quite ready to go because, I mean, even the crowd is kind of quiet here.
Dadonov to Pacioretty. All around the perimeter. Then played back. Chandler Stevenson. Whiffed on a pass. Ross Johnston was right there. Cal Clutterbuck picks his head up. His pass he wanted. Zizekas pushed away from him. Leonard out to play it. Leonard into the corner for Haig, who's run into the boards by Johnson. Robin Leonard just fell down trying to get back into the net. Again, no one around him.
Somebody must have been out here with a bucket of sand.
Cal Clutterbuck finished the check on Dadonov, as Dadonov was a sitting duck, flat-footed, right in front of the Islander bench.
And that's the way you should play the game, is just, let the guys know you're going to touch the puck. I'm coming at you. I'm going to lay the body on you.
Nelson for Mayfield with traffic in front. Too much of it. Nelson followed it up and shot it wide. Leonard couldn't see it at all.
No, it hits the net. It's in.
Mayfield intentionally wide angled it right to the corner of the post, and Leonard's skate. And Leonard covers up. A little burst of life from the Isles here as they feel each other out on Long Island. an emotional day for Robin Lehner. His first game back on the island. He has said it many times. He says the Islander fans saved his life. They have a special place in his heart, in his family's heart. His wife flew in for the game, and in his acknowledgement, you see him scratching his neck there. Yeah. He's pointing to the map of Long Island that he had tattooed right behind his left ear.
Well, sometimes you forget that he's not just a hockey player. He's a normal human being, and I think the fans love the fact that he was so upfront with them, with his problems, and he's obviously was incredibly appreciative.
Yeah, open and honest and vulnerable. He was the perfect goalie to come in that season where the Islanders were kind of left for dead by the rest of the National Hockey League. Robin Lehner struggled to even get an offer. It was Lou Lamoriello who took him on, giving him a chance after he was really let go of in Buffalo. And he turned in a Vezina caliber performance for the Islanders, leading them to the playoffs in a first-round win in 2019 as Ilya Sorokin gave the rebound up and Marchessault puts it right in.
It looked like a harmless play. Again, the defense does a good job of getting the puck to the goalie, and that was McNabb with a quick little shot. Marchessault, who's got the quick hands, and Pellick's back. Good support by the Vegas team. Smith was in the area, and there, look at the shot, and that's not a good job by Sorokin on his control. I mean, it was not that hard a shot, but somehow sneaks by, and Marchessault gives the Vegas team a 1-0 lead after the fans were delighted to see Robin Lehner back.
14th goal of the season for Jonathan Marchessault. He already led the team in that category coming in. Now 5 goals in the last 9 games for Marchessault, and a 1-0 lead for Vegas here early on in the first period. The Islanders will play from behind here this afternoon against Vegas. Another guy fell down. That was Janmark who fell down. This plays offside because he fell down inside the zone and couldn't get back out in time.
It's crazy. I've never seen anything like this, Brendan, where guys are just, for no reason. I mean, these are pretty good athletes, you know. They're just skating along, and then down they go, and Janmark's yet another guy. So it's got to be something with the ice. It can't be everybody's case. We can't blame the trainers for all of this.
Sure we can.
You tell them, okay? Well, meanwhile, the Islanders find themselves down a goal, and this Vegas team playing with an awful lot of confidence. As you mentioned, Brendan, a 4-game win streak.
Beating Boston, New Jersey, and the New York Rangers on this road trip. This is the 4th and final game of the road trip as Theodore looking all the way across and almost connected there with William Carrier. Andy Green coming to get this loose puck. Trying to get to center ice and does, knocked down by Janmark. Somehow he's able to slide with that puck across the line and stay on side, but then gave it up. Marchessault gets the goal at 6:56. They do give 2 assists out. Whitecloud and Smith get it. And Vegas has the early lead this afternoon. Andy Green ahead for Kiefer Bellows. Off a skate right back to him. Bellows fighting through some stick work. Took a sharp angled shot, hit the outside of the net. Taken off his stick. Dobson coming to get it. Has a little bit of room. Dobson. Poke check by Haig, then he's hit. Zarnik got the puck, gives it back to Noah Dobson. Parisi turns and misfired. Bellows hustling back, kept it in the zone. Parisi chopping at it. Brett Howden ahead now for Carrier, who slipped behind Dobson. Carrier to the net, save Sorokin. Big rebound out to the slot. It's taken by Parisi.
Big save there by Sorokin. I mean, that would have really given the Islanders a tough start to this game. Brendan being down a couple of goals, and Vegas is such a good team and plays so well in front. So that's a big save at this point in time, even though it's early in the game.
Here's Zizekas. He'll chip it in wide of Lehner. Try and get it himself, and he did, but couldn't get it on Cage. Stevenson's pass, Pacioretty now to on-off. Back to Pacioretty to leave it for Stevenson. Chandler Stevenson's pass was in the skates of Clutterbuck. He failed on the initial clear, and it rolls back onto the stick of Theodore. Second meeting of the season between the Islanders and Vegas Golden Knights. A Sorokin 42-save shutout. October 24th at T-Mobile Arena. You remember that? That was his second shutout in as many days. He had shut out Arizona the night before. Varlamov still wasn't healthy, so they went right back to him, and he picked up another shutout.
Yeah, he was as hot as any goaltender can be.
Dobson's shot blockered away by Lehner.
A good blocker save by Lehner as he pushes it out to his forwards. Knew that the winger was out at the blue line, so a save and a pass at the same time.
Closing in on the halfway point of this first period. Islanders are being outshot 6-2. Andy Green and Noah Dobson, the only two players to register shots so far, so no forwards with a shot on net at this point in the hockey game, which is almost halfway through the period.
Did you know right now you could still bet on any player to score a goal on FanDuel Sportsbook? Make every moment more and get in on the action now with FanDuel.
Well, the Islanders are huddling, looking for a goal, but Carrier out-muscles Dobson. You can see him protecting the puck, gets the hand off to the left side. Try to go just over the right flipper, but Sorokin out far enough to be able to make that save. That's why I talked, Brendan, about, don't get caught too deep in your net.
There's Wahlstrom off the face-off. He took a stick to the face just to see who was taking that shot, and the Islanders will get a power play as a result.
Well, one of the reasons Aho's back into the lineup is he's pretty good on the power play.
Vegas, number 19, 2 minutes for high sticking.
Referee, 2 minutes for high sticking. So perhaps the Islanders can get right back into the game. Right off the face-off, Anders Lee does a good job winning it, and there comes the stick up into the face area of Wahlstrom. He's been pretty good playing with the so-called, would you say, first line with Anders Lee and Pajot.
This Islanders power play brought to you by your Tri-State Volkswagen dealer. Power play that's been good lately for the New York Islanders. Went 1 for 5 on Thursday against Boston. That was Beauvillier's power play goal. And since their 2 games rescheduled because of COVID, last 8 games, 6 power play goals. As Wahlstrom tries to keep it alive, Zarnik got in the way, and here's a shorthanded chance for Vegas. It's Matthias Janmark, the backhand that goes wide. Comes right around for Nelson. Open is Zarnik. Austin Zarnik got it through. Anders Lee takes a look. Wanted Dobson. Had to move to get it after the deflected puck.
Vegas trying to really pressure the Islanders, going at him, playing a very forceful, quick game.
Dobson, Nelson. Oh, off a pinball of skates. It came back to the front. Lee had a chance on it. Leonard shut him down. Zarnik hands to the back. Dobson, Wahlstrom with it once more. Wahlstrom, wrist shot blocker save Leonard. We hit the halfway point of the power play.
It looked like he saw it all the way. Dropped that right pad down.
Dobson to Nelson in the circle. Scores! He shot it off the skate of McNabb, and the Islanders have tied it on the power play.
Yeah, looking for Anders Lee in front, but good puck retrieval by the Islanders throughout this whole power play, and eventually able to move it around. They were looking for Anders in front of the net because they knew that the Vegas team was pressuring him, leaving the front of the net. So there's Anders Lee winning that battle on the boards. Wahlstrom takes his time, able to get it back to Dobson, gets the feet moving. Look at Anders Lee in front, and it goes off the skate. McNabb trying to get his skate there. He did. He deflected it into his own net. So unlucky for Robin Leonard, but really a good break for the Islanders and for Brock Nelson. But a good power play, a lot of different looks.
10th goal of the season for Nelson, his 3rd on the power play. This is just his 4th game back. Remember, he missed 7 with a lower body injury. And so he's got a power play goal that has the Islanders even with Vegas. 12 minutes into the hockey game, not even. Andy Green. He'll pitchfork this one in far side. Leonard will watch it. Played around for Shea Theodore. Through the middle of the ice, over skated by Amadio. And he flipped that one into his own bench. And the Islanders capitalize on their first power play opportunity. They even the score at 1 on the goal from Brock Nelson. And Wahlstrom has tied it at 1 time now for our Ford goal replay.
Well, the thing I like about this is the quick puck movement by the Islanders. Didn't try to throw it through the seam pass. Dauber's got his feet moving. And I've always talked about get the puck towards the net, Brendan. You never know what's going to happen. And the Islanders get a lucky break. Too often they would look for the best pass, the clean shot. Hockey's not a perfect game. You got to have a little luck here and there.
Well, I think the hockey gods owe the Islanders a bouncer, too.
Oh, boy, they do.
For keeping track of those.
Just a few.
There's Pelech off the glass. Bailey gloves it down. Vegas penalty kill has been struggling lately as this sharp angled shot stopped by Sorokin. Pelech trying to muscle this one up the boards. Helped along by Nelson to Bailey, and the Islanders are out And they will stick this one in for Beauvillier to go retrieve.
Good cross ice dump by Josh Bailey. Keep it away from the goaltender.
Andy Green trying to get away from Carlson. Off Beauvillier's stick. Now it's Josh Bailey with that puck bouncing. He'll settle it by playing back to Chara. I'm going to bring Pajot out onto the ice. They'll get Wahlstrom and Lee out there with him. Andy Green. Wahlstrom ahead for Pajot. Just couldn't reach it. Comes to Alex Pietrangelo. Former St. Louis Blues captain, now wearing an A on his jersey here in Vegas. Year 2 of a 7-year contract. Don't know the fate of NHL players for the Olympics, but if they go, he's already been named to Team Canada. Crosby, McDavid, Pietrangelo, the 3 guys already on the list.
Yeah, well, Stanley Cup winner with St. Louis Blues, Pietrangelo.
Anders Lee clubs it down, one-hands it on net, and Leonard got the pad on it.
Islanders in the middle of a change, so no support for Anders Lee. Does the smart thing, protects the puck.
Austin Czarnik trying to skate into this one. Beaten there by Theodore. Mayfield didn't elevate that puck. And Theodore to Coughlin. And Vegas in on the attack. Janmark fumbled with it though. Oh, just
penalty.
ripped down to the ice.
How is that not a penalty?
By Nicholas Waugh.
My goodness. Got his stick up around his head.
Kiefer Bellows just lost the puck to Theodore before he hit center ice. Islanders were in a change as Carrier slips on through. Carrier, too much traffic in front. Carrier stays with it though. This pass just tapped out of the zone by Parisi to get the Islanders the rest of that change they were in the middle of.
The Islanders want Bellows to do well, Brendan, but that's 2 turnovers by Bellows already in the first period, and Barry Trotz is not going to have a ton of patience when it comes to turnovers in the neutral zone area.
Puck coming up the wall. Cal Clutterbuck all the way over. Dobson's jumped up on the play. The pass gets through. Dobson had Clutterbuck in front, and Haig, the only one back to stop it, did.
Good move by Haig. Put pressure on Clutterbuck. Don't give him any time, or excuse me, Dobson. Don't give him any time at all, and forced him to on an errant pass.
That's one of those moments, Butch, you've been asking for, where Dobson jumped up on the rush, right?
That's what I've been talking about. Got to see the defense get more involved from an offensive standpoint, and Dobson certainly is one guy that can do it extremely well.
Now picking your spots. That was a good spot to pick for Noah Dobson as Beauvillier rips this one away from Riley Smith. Coming up on 5 minutes to play here in the first period. Islanders fell behind 1-0, tied it on a power play goal from Brock Nelson. Riley Smith pushed up against the glass by Pelech. Nelson lost it. Anthony Beauvillier can't quite catch up to that one. Smith on Mayfield. Nelson coming over. Stopped Smith, who picks it up again. Riley Smith draws 2 defensemen now. Then Josh Bailey, but still he works the puck to McNabb. No traffic in front of Sorokin there. Nelson now a minute into his shift. Little help from Bailey. Got it out of the zone and then throws it back in as Pelech and Mayfield will play catch while both teams make changes.
Islanders defense has been much more patient with the D-to-D passes, and that's a pass I don't like, Brendan. Just flip it up there. Now, granted, Mayfield wanted a change, but you got a partner that's right there. Use your partner.
Theodore snaps one ahead for Pacioretty. Got caught in green skates, comes back to Pacioretty, thrown to the net. Dobson stopped it just in front of Sorokin. Anders Lee, little backspin on that one. Stevenson helped it away from Wahlstrom. Pietrangelo for Pacioretty, took out the linesman on his way into the zone. It was backed up right through him. This one is played with a high stick. And we'll have a face-off at center ice when we come back. Isles, Golden Knights, even at 1.
Number 8, Dobson circled. So take a little look as he comes up the middle of the ice. Clutterbuck, a little pass, and now it's a 3-on-2. So now you got a chance. Quick little pass from Ross Johnson, and a good try by Dobson, but a good defensive play certainly by the Vegas team. But that's the type of scenarios we've got to see a whole lot more. You have an opportunity, jump into play, and that was a good decision by Noah Dobson.
Look how this one chopped into the Vegas bench, and it landed on Coughlin's shoulder there. And they will have that face-off once again at center ice here with just 3:47 on the clock in the first period of the second and final meeting this season between the Islanders and Vegas Golden Knights. Islanders trying to put some wins together, coming off a 3-1 win over the Boston Bruins, where they got 2 goals from Cal Clutterbuck and a power play goal from Anthony Beauvillier. And the first win of the season for Semyon Varlamov. Pacioretty with the hit on Dobson, who was braced for that. Snaps a pass on for Clutterbuck, leads Andy Green. Green from way out, rips it wide. Ross Johnston let it go through, didn't get to Dobson though. And we get it called on an offside here. And a whistle. Stream the Islanders game on MSG Go for an enhanced viewing experience, including live stats for your favorite team. Watch the Islanders on the go. MSG Go is presented by Lexus and free to download.
You know, when the Green jumps up into the play, Brendan, even though maybe you don't get an opportunity, you got the forwards coming up through the neutral zone with some speed. They're not stalled, and so at least you can normally get a forecheck in. Unfortunately, Ross Johnston let that puck go, but again, a good job by Andy Green and for Noah Dobson to recognize they need to go.
Icing called here against Vegas. Islanders have 10 hits already in this game. Vegas has just 3, but of those 10 hits, 6 for that identity line for the Islanders, 2 for each guy on it.
Yeah, they lead by example, don't they? I mean, that's the way they play. And when they're not doing that, they're not nearly as effective.
Here's Aho from way out with the puck on edge. It knuckled wide. And then it's Brock Nelson. Chara on the move. Cuts back with a shot. Save made by Leonard. Bailey reaching forward. Instead, it's Waugh ahead for Janmark. And Aho will scamper back to it. This Vegas team used to have a similar feel to it than the Islanders with that 4th line, but gone is Ryan Reeves, certainly a big part of that. As Waugh moves it down, a little bit of a different feeling to this Vegas team in terms of their ability to control the physicality of the game.
Well, that was a little telegram sent by Pachot to McNabb there, wasn't it? And he anticipated and kind of fumbled it, but good read by the defenseman McNabb.
Wahlstrom finishes his check as Mayfield moves it down the boards. Gave it away to Waugh. White Cloud had to get rid of it with Lee coming after him. 2:15 to go here in the first. Mayfield. Oh, there his stick blade went farther than the puck did. And so he plays without a stick as Marchessault's shot swallowed up there by Sorokin.
I'm surprised Marchessault didn't go to his forehand, Brendan. No chance for a poke check. But Mayfield did a nice job.
Cal Clutterbuck playing in his 900th game, and he did it the hard way. Since he entered the league in 2008-2009, more hits than anyone else in the National Hockey League, and his good buddy a couple hundred behind him.
Yeah, that's impressive. I mean, as we talked about earlier on in the pregame and in the opening, it's just that's a hard way to play, and you have to play that way, Brendan. I mean, because that's your game, and so you've got to get yourself mentally ready to be a physical player and be dedicated to do that. Can you imagine doing that for 900 games? Man alive.
A lot of ice baths. Oof. Drafted in the 3rd round in 2006 by the Minnesota Wild. This would be NHL season number 14 and number 9 as a member of the Islanders. Pelech sends it around the boards. Clutterbuck took a hit that time. Cizikas followed it up by flipping it out to center. Breakdown for Clutterbuck. He played 346 with Minnesota. This is game 554 with the Islanders.
I talk about the Islanders trying to make more plays through the middle of the ice. Watch the Vegas team, too. Much the same thing. D to D and up the middle.
Theodore able to hang on to this. And then it's worked out by Carrier to McNabb. Casey Cizikas and Brett Howden came together. Howden went down. The puck went by both of them. And now Bailey coming after McNabb, who got there ahead of him. Adam Pelech takes a shove down by Howden. Some might even call it a cross-check.
Is that part of the game anymore? I haven't seen much of it.
McNabb over the shot from Theodore, turned aside by Sorokin. 55 seconds to go. Beauvillier chips it in, tries to get back after it. That's okay. Play on.
Oh, he said he hooked him. Meaning Bo hooked him around the arm. But
Thompson will come to it.
That was pretty close to interference when you say the old-time hockey.
Gord Dwyer gave the pantomime explanation to Beauvillier as he was looking for the call that he didn't get. 30 seconds to go. Lee all over Pietrangelo. Started ahead for Stevenson, is out of his reach. And Noah Dobson takes it to the wall. Chara. Wallstrom will tap it in. 15 seconds left in the period. Robin Lehner out. Haig for his partner Pietrangelo. Long feed for Pacioretty with 8 seconds to go. Pacioretty still with it. Pacioretty with a shot. Sorokin has to make a save, and he covers up. They never blew a whistle, I guess. Or did they? The clock kept running. The whistle, we never heard one. And I guess they just want to let that one right down to the end of the period.
Yeah, the referees made the decision. Nothing happening. No one near him. So we'll just let it running down. And he's talking to the goaltender Sorokin. And yeah, look, he just pointed. You see the clock? We thought, maybe you just want the period to run out. But you know what? It was a very methodical period, I thought, by both clubs. They not a lot of odd man rushes, and they just a little bit of chip and chase, and everybody was pretty tight through the neutral zone. So a good patient game by both teams, and you would expect that maybe Vegas has a lot of respect for the way the Islanders play, so they don't want to open it up.
Coming up, it is the first intermission report. It is brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Beauvillier getting the explanation from Gord Dwyer on that non-call as well. When we come back, we'll hear from Brock Nelson, who scored the Islanders' goal in the period, and look back at the career of Andy Green, who was honored before the start of this game for playing in his 1,000th game in the National Hockey League. That's how the night began, or the day began, by honoring Andy Green, and continued on. Islanders fell behind 1-0. They got it tied on a power play goal from Brock Nelson. It is 1-1 after one. Islanders in Vegas today from UBS Arena.
Honda intermission report. Islanders and Vegas Golden Knights are the main event, but the Mites on ice take a close second. A lot of fun for the young kids playing here at UBS Arena at Belmont Park during the intermission. We had a chance to catch up with Brock Nelson, who was the Islanders' goal scorer as he came off the ice. Hi, Brock. Thanks for your time. Can you take us through your mindset for that power play? A lot of good work retrieving the puck and keeping it in the O-zone leading up to your goal.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we got the goal. We had a couple plays that broke in, a couple looks, but finding that second puck, getting the pucks in the corners, having some good outs, it gives us that extra chance, an extra 10, 15, 20 seconds, and got a lucky bounce to the next one, got a goal.
Butch was pointing out a couple times where Noah Dobson was jumping up on the plays. What kind of impact do you notice when your D gets involved like that?
It gives us forwards a lot of confidence. It gives us an extra opportunity. It gives us another out for the offense to the neutral zone. So hopefully it gives us a couple more plays to attack. And I think Dauber over the last month or so has really taken another level to his game. He seems to be confident out there and moving well.
All right, Brock, thanks so much for your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Brock Nelson leading the Islanders with 10 goals so far this season. A hug from the captain, Anders Lee. Andy Green, a big milestone celebration for him tonight before puck drop. We're going to hear from him and his teammates next. On intermission report rolls on. Ever wonder what the Islanders see when they get to the rink? That sign right there. And let's go Islanders. Love to see the decorated entrance to the players section of UBS Arena on the event level. And if you want to experience Islanders hockey like never before, single game suite rentals at UBS Arena at Belmont Park are now available. The UBS Club has boxes starting at $2,500 with 8 seats and access to premium food and beverages. To rent your suite today, you can visit NewYorkIslanders.com/suites. So some excitement before puck drop against the Vegas Golden Knights here this afternoon. Andy Green has surpassed that big milestone of playing 1,000 games in the NHL, and he wanted to have the celebration this weekend so that his mom could be here, his wife and his 2 kids, and he was down on the ice getting all the praise from the fans and from his teammates. But we also had an opportunity to catch up with several of the guys leading up to that big moment to get their take on this big milestone.
One of the most underrated defensemen in the National Hockey League. But when you have a quality person as he is, a team guy, and he takes care of himself, if you look at him, there's not an ounce of fat on him. His skating ability, I think, has gotten better, if there is such a thing.
He's such a smart player that, you feel like he could play forever because just the way that he reads the game and makes it look so easy out there, it's definitely very impressive.
I played with him a lot over the last year and a half, and
just in the locker room, he's just such a great guy to be around. I sit beside him in the dressing room. He's just got that calm demeanor, like the good humor, personality. So he's a really fun guy, and it's been special to play alongside him. Been able to learn lots.
Andy comes to the rink and he makes me laugh every day. We walk by and we'll say something to each other, but you can tell he just enjoys being a part of a team. He enjoys what he does for a living, and he's still a very capable player.
To be able to play in different eras of kind of the NHL and have the career that he's had. I mean, you have to be a great player, but you have to be a great person. You got to be someone that teams want you to be in their room. That's been extremely evident in our case. We've been lucky to, have him on board the last few seasons, and, we learn from him every day.
Been fortunate enough to play in this great league for a while. I've never taken a day for granted, and never will. It's a special opportunity to be able to play in the NHL, and as you've probably heard hundreds of times before, when you're coming in, you're just trying to play one game and then figure it out from there.
I'm excited for him. It's a great milestone to hit, and you're happy when a really good person like him gets there, and I think everyone would agree, just a great teammate and great person to be around.
To see a guy go from undrafted to playing 1,000 games in the NHL is pretty incredible milestone, and we're excited for him and happy for him, and it's just going to be an awesome moment for all of us.
Congratulations again to Andy Green. It's really interesting, too, because Barry Trotz had his props, and Lou Lamoriello also said during the ceremony today he saw his first game and the 1,000th game, and that is an honor for a player like that. We'll be right back. Northwell Health Ice Center is the coolest place on Long Island. It offers something for everyone, including public skate sessions, learn to skate and learn to play, youth house leagues, hockey clinics, adult leagues, and so much more. Visit www.northwellhealthicecenter.com for details. Northwell Health Ice Center is the coolest place on Long Island. Now it's time to check the line, presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more. Love the day games. That means lots of fans in the house, lots of kiddos as well. This is a tie game so far after 20 minutes between the Golden Knights and the Islanders. Puck drop in the second period coming your way after this.
By Mount Sinai, South Nassau in Oceanside, we find a way. Isles and Golden Knights tied at 1 after 1 period. Just about to start the second. How about today's Cadillac trivia question? It's about Robin Lehner, who finished 3rd in the Vezina Trophy voting in his only season on the island. We want to know who beat him, who finished 1st and 2nd. Tune in to see today's Cadillac trivia reveal and tweet your answer to hashtag Cadillac Trivia. Speaking of Twitter, Robin Lehner shared a tweet just yesterday that said he was getting ready to come to Long Island. Ready for tomorrow? Yes. Lou's house, his rules. That means the beard's got to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Thursday night after the game, this is what Robin Lehner looked like on the left. That's what he looked like in warm-ups today. A clean-shaven Robin Lehner looks just like the Robin Lehner from the last time he was an Islander.
And that's pure class. I mean, he has great respect, obviously, for the Islander organization and the way things worked out for him. And I think that's a tremendous gesture by Robin to come into Lou's house and put that bare face on display. I really admire what he did.
Well, Robin Lehner returning to Long Island for the first time since he was an Islander in the 18-19 season. He faced the Islanders in Chicago with the Blackhawks in December 2019. But by the time Chicago made their trip to the Coliseum, Lehner had already been traded away to Vegas, who had already finished their season series with the Islanders. Then last year, obviously the teams played exclusively within the division. So Lehner finally getting a chance to play in front of these Islander fans again, who he has repeatedly talked about this week and how important they are to him and his family. Second period underway here at UBS Arena. First ever meeting between these two in this building. Islanders and Golden Knights tied at 1. as White Cloud goes to the net but wide. And then another chance. This time it's blocked by Mayfield. Jonathan Marchessault with the goal for Vegas. Brock Nelson a power play goal for the Islanders. As Pelech tries to keep it away from Riley Smith. Intercepted its puck on the way to Marchessault. Then Cizikas and Carlson dealing there.
Carlson really a good skater, Brendan, jumping on the loose puck.
Pelech moves on for Cizikas. And he will just put this one through the air, but gloved down by White Cloud to keep it away from Ross Johnston. And Carlson shoots it in, but right to Adam Pelech. Mayfield off of Johnston's stick and in.
Chip and change, and that's not really what you want to do. You want to spend some time in the offensive zone.
Pacioretty played it in. Dobson run off by Stevenson. Josh Bailey trying to hit Beauvillier and did, but he was clamped down by 2 Golden Knights. Beauvillier stayed with it, took the stick out of the hands of Pacioretty. Chara with a long reach can't stop Stevenson from getting it, but he was able to slow him up trying to get back on it.
Now that was good gap control, no doubt about that. And I like to see that. Get up on the play and thwart the opposition early on.
Puck in the corner, Beauvillier reaching for it. Nelson steals it away, couldn't kick it to his stick cleanly with Haig right next to him. And then Dadonov to Pacioretty, backpedaling. Ahead for Chandler Stevenson, the drop for Pietrangelo, the shot blocked immediately by Chara. Nelson picks his head up, hits Beauvillier. End of a shift for this forward line. Beauvillier to Bailey, Bailey to Nelson. Nelson with a shot off the glass.
Oh, he whipped that one, didn't he? Nice little three-way passing play.
Aho over. Green unloads one that's fended off by Leonard. Coming around towards Aho again. Aho right back down. Wahlstrom surrounded and spins away from trouble. Wahlstrom on the cutback, trying to get away from Waugh, and does! Almost snuck that short side on Leonard. Aho for Green, and Green swings it around. Pietrangelo run off by Pajot. Anders Lee. Wahlstrom bumps it out for Green. Green moving back to the boards. Lee along the end wall. Stops on Pietrangelo. Anders Lee. All the way over for Aho. Green let it go. Shot went wide. Pajot providing the screen on Leonard. Aho trying to hold it in. Camp of Pajot keeps it under Islander control. That's a good shift for that line.
Oh, really good shift. Now you want to try and get a change, get some fresh legs out there. See if you can continue to put pressure on them.
Alex Pietrangelo had a second while the Islanders were making those changes. Parise, Zarnik, and Kiefer Bellows will try and keep the momentum for New York. And icing called here against Vegas. And so Pietrangelo, who's been on the ice for 2 minutes and 2 seconds, is turned back around to continue his shift.
And all that shift started with a beautiful play by Wahlstrom. I mean, what a heady play. Watch this play. As he gets the puck, he's going to bounce it to himself off the boards, a little spinorama, and then get it back to the point area. But what a great play by Wahlstrom. I mean, there's not a lot of guys that have the wherewithal to be able to do that. And that led to about 1.5 minutes in the offensive zone. And it all started with Oliver Wahlstrom not giving up the puck, making a smart play.
This one taken by Pietrangelo trying to clear. You see his ice time, more than 2 minutes on this shift for Pietrangelo as White Cloud gets over. He's been out for 1.5 minutes. Islanders coming back in.
You want to dump it in his corner.
Here's Chara to the net. Save made by Leonard. Pulled out of his pads by Bellows. The wraparound try from Parise won't go. Carrier down the ice. It'll be another icing, it looks like, against Vegas. And it is. And so this marathon shift for Pietrangelo will continue.
Yeah, no changes for him. And he's standing inside the crease trying to catch his breath. And he's probably saying to his partner, hey, hello, I need to get off the ice here. But you want to work him if you can, Brendan. He might just take a penalty because he's going to hook or hold you or grab you.
The only one who is new onto the ice was Carrier. Janmark raced to the bench probably when he shouldn't have during that last shift. As Aho gets it off the draw. Bailey over. Mayfield to the front. Beauvillier had it slip through him. Beauvillier on White Cloud.
Good work there by Beauvillier. A much different hockey player in these last couple of games.
Mayfield with a shot knocked down before it got to the goal. Amadio shoots it ahead. Aho keeps it right there in front of the bench. Pietrangelo's shift is done at the 3-minute mark. Now they hit Bailey. He's able to shoot it down. White Cloud was able to get off as well. He was at 2 minutes and 23 seconds on his shift. So Vegas able to navigate through a lengthy shift by that D pair.
Yeah, it was a good shift, a good minute-and-a-half shift there by the Lee and Wahlstrom Pajot line.
Marchessault couldn't handle that. Pelech sold it, then slipped on by. Glove down by Beauvillier. Put it into the skates of Bailey. Bailey lost it to Carlson. Marchessault wanted to go in front. Pelech got his stick down to block that pass in the lane. And Nelson using the middle of the ice. Anthony Beauvillier flips this one up, hoping for a little backspin, and not enough. Icing call.
Fans didn't particularly like that call, but what's good for the goose is good for the gander, really. And Islanders got away with a questionable icing call. Barry Trotz, his usual quiet self there. If he gets a little hot under the collar, you know it, because it happens so seldom.
Islanders have 4 players out there: Mayfield, Nelson, Bailey, Beauvillier, 1 minute and 10 seconds into the shift. Adam Pelech's been out for 40. Pietrangelo didn't take much time on the bench, did he, Butch?
No, he plays like 28 minutes, and yeah, he's out every second shift.
25.5 on average for Pietrangelo, who just kept that one away from Nelson. Dadonov down the boards, getting a chance to play with Pacioretty, as that shot was blocked in the absence of Mark Stone, who's missing today's game with an upper body injury that came as a surprise even to those who follow Vegas quite closely. He played the entire game against the Rangers on Friday night at the Garden. Stevenson bumped by Cal Clutterbuck. 5.5 into period 2. Green to Johnston, has Cizikas, and just try to put it into the zone and let Cizikas go into the forecheck.
And allows Pelech to get off the ice. So nice soft touch by Ross Johnston.
Stevenson leaves it, shot by Pacioretty off the left leg pad of Ilya Sorokin.
You know Pacioretty's going to shoot the puck, so if you're playing on his line, Brendan, head towards the net, because he shoots from anywhere and everywhere. Got a terrific wrist shot.
Lately they've been going in. 12 goals in 13 games this season for Max Pacioretty, who missed a good chunk of it obviously because of an injury. But since he's come back, 10 goals in 11 games.
Islanders got to do a better job of, once they get that puck in the zone, put it someplace where you can retrieve it and have a chance to get it back, get a little forecheck going.
This puck played by a high stick. Faceoff will be in Robin Leonard's end. That's the Vegas Golden Knights side of things. When we come back, Isles and Knights tied at 1 here in the second. Looking to win their 3rd straight game here at the beautiful new UBS Arena. But they've got some work to do against the Vegas Golden Knights. They are tied at 1 here, early stages of the second period. Max Pacioretty talked about his 12 goals in 13 games. Part of that was a 7-game goal streak. You know the last Islander to have a 7-game goal streak? Ziggy Palffy in 1996, so it's been a minute. And Pacioretty is the first and so far only, as this one tipped it on goal and a save made by Robin Leonard.
Good wrist shot there from Char on that shot. I believe Pajot got a part of that, Brendan.
I'll say Pacioretty, the only player to score against all 32 NHL teams.
Consistency, I guess you could say.
That was Pajot who knocked that one down. It was waist high, and he got it down, changed the plane for Robin Leonard.
Good save, a scrambly save, but a good wrist shot. Chara just seems to be shooting the puck better over the last half a dozen games, Brendan. He's a guy that's always possessed a great shot, but I didn't think he shot the puck extremely well in his first 10 or so games. But lately, I like what he's getting done from an offensive standpoint and getting that puck towards the net.
No one has more shots on goal in an Islanders uniform today than Zdeno Chara. 3 shots on goal for the Big Z.
Sometimes, players get into a focus where, okay, I'm just gonna, I'm playing as a defensive defenseman, and they forget about offense. And when you have that part of your game, you've got to use it. And perhaps, maybe Barry Trotz said, we need a little more from you offensively.
Vegas gets it cleared. Just booted ahead by Mayfield. They call it a hand pass?
That's not a glove, right? Has he got a glove on that foot?
All smiles for Scott. He's like, yeah, I kicked it. It looked like a rocket there. He's like, how you calling a hand pass?
Yeah, well, let's just take a little look to see what. There's the kick.
Oh, it's off Wahlstrom's glove, I think is what they're saying.
I guess so, yeah.
Not his glove. Say Wahlstrom reached up and Got just a tap on it.
Just because it was so well executed, they should have let it go,
Just let it go.
I mean, you know.
Style points. Got to count for something. McNabb, hand glove, White Cloud. Lee put it to the front, but in a good defensive posture was William Karlsson. McNabb, Smith, Karlsson, over for White Cloud. White Cloud loads it up, and a standing blocker saved by Sorokin punched it away with purpose. Coming back to the net, deflected off of Marchessault. On the cycle for Riley Smith, stripped by Pelech. Here's Mayfield up the boards for Wahlstrom. Pajot in stride. Karlsson right there with them. Pajot just couldn't find the handle. Wahlstrom a little late on that play and nearly worked out for him. Islanders will take it back. Switch their forward line as Adam Pelech wanders to center, cranks it in wide of Leonard. Parise to it. Bellows centers, backhand by Zarnik, save made, produced a rebound. Pietrangelo brought it to the corner. Robin Leonard a little handcuffed on the shot from Zarnik. This one comes to Kiefer Bellows. A little tap there as he tried to pull the trigger.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of this line in this period, but real strong shift thus far for this threesome.
Kyle Palmieri is missing this game and missed practice yesterday. Lower body injury. He missed most of the game, say half the game, against the Boston Bruins on Thursday as well. And the Islanders are playing without Matt Martin, Robin Salo, and Matt Barzal all on COVID protocol as Theodore's shot sails wide of the net. As Salo and Matt Martin added to the Islanders protocol list just prior to game time. Or at least that's when we were notified of it.
Yep. Well, perhaps maybe a little rest will help Palmieri just kind of find his scoring touch, because the Islanders certainly could use it.
Here's a chance for Cizikas with Coghlan a little slow to get up for Vegas. Cizikas circling the zone. Dobson had pinched in. Puck didn't come his way. They get it to Chara, and then out of the reach of Johnston. Hit off the side of the net. Coghlan still looks to be grimacing out there.
Yeah, he's limping a little bit with his stride. Can't get off the ice.
Johnston put the pressure on him. Here's Clutterbuck in the slot with a shot. Knocked down in front by Johnston as he tried to jump out of the way. Clutterbuck threw it back to the net, came back to him. Now Chara for Dobson. Drags, shoots, it's blocked, he's got it again. Dobson from the circle. Nothing there, it's Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck stopping and starting. Drives to the net with a backhand that's stuffed by Leonard.
Oh, good shift for this fourth line for the Islanders.
Chara wristing it, tipped twice. The second by Cizikas over top of the net.
Chara omitted to go right to Cizikas. He took a little look. He wasn't aiming at the net. Good play by the Z-man.
Shot in by Vegas. They wave off icing last second. Coghlan is able to limp his way to the Vegas bench. But that shift, that action down around the Vegas net got the crowd alive. And Anthony Beauvillier will try and keep that momentum. Nelson just waved at it, trying to force it deeper. Didn't quite get there. Then Waz pass redirected to Pietrangelo. Ahead, Colasar left it. Pietrangelo driving on the backhand. Mayfield played it well. Waz pass skated into by Beauvillier. Crossing the line with Nelson. Pelech's coming as well. The pass was in his skates though from Nelson. Pelech tried to go to the goal. Blocked by Colasar.
Yeah, too bad. Good play by Pelech to jump up, and Brock Nelson just didn't lay it on the stick. That's why you have a blade on that stick, Brendan. You're supposed to put it there.
Is that why?
Yeah. Otherwise, they give you a broom. I play with a broom out every once in a while, too, it seems like.
Feels like it.
Yeah.
Marchessault to come get it. Just over 9 minutes to go in the second. Shots are 16-15 for Vegas. No one has scored here in the period. This one is left for Sebastian Aho.
Yeah, it's like both teams have had their moments, right? It's Vegas really taking it to the Islanders, then the Islanders taking it to Vegas. Pretty evenly played period, really, thus far.
Shots are 8-4 Isles here in the second after they were 12-7 Vegas in the first. As this is still lodged against the boards, comes free for Marchessault. Marchessault and Smith working on Green and Aho. Green left it behind, right in front. Pajot lost it. Then Janmark to the front, and shot was blocked. Karlsson, couple of chances on it, still there and pushed over top.
Yeah, all that started with Green. Wanted to do a reverse with Aho and muff the pass.
Janmark to the front, gets all the way through for Karlsson. Loads it up. Pajot took that away. That one blocked by Wahlstrom. Pietrangelo tapped around in front, and Sorokin regathers after Green just saved a goal. Vegas had plenty of opportunities to take the lead. Couldn't get it through. Minutes of action.
A lot of different action going on. Clutterbuck has an opportunity to go drive right to the net. That's a good, smart move. Go to that dirty area, and the Islanders surround the net looking for a loose puck. Here's the Wallstrom block. Gets him right on the left foot. And then watch to your left of your screen. Green is going to block the pass, and he knocks it right back in front. And Sorokin quickly uses the paddle. And here's the injury right here to Coghlan. As Clutter comes in, catches him a little bit on the knee. You can see Coghlan put his right hand on the right knee. Let's hope he's okay. But action on both ends of the rink, and that's pretty much the way this period has gone, Brendan. It's not much in the neutral zone.
Coghlan still on the bench for Vegas. We've got 8 minutes to play here in the second. Cizikas forces this one out. Johnston running after Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo moves it ahead for Max Pacioretty. And Stevenson picked it up on the other side of Chara. Hits Theodore. Theodore didn't shoot. Peels back off, looks for another way. Now shoots, saves Sorokin. Pacioretty for Stevenson. Now Theodore. Pressured by Cizikas. Theodore blocked down by Johnston. Johnston off the boards, tries to get back on it himself. Stevenson too quick for that.
Good hand there by Johnston, right? Good left hand.
This time it's forced down, but a little too much juice behind it. It'll turn into an icing.
Now Ross Johnston, he's had a good game. I mean, don't know when he knew he was going to play, but he's had a good game and does what he does best. You know, he skated well, he's been physical, he's made good plays, had some defense. Look at that. Good left hand. Maybe he played goalie when he was younger. You know, a lot of times it's the big guys that play goal early on in their career. Casey on the faceoff, 7-0. So he's doing a good job. Of course, as soon as you say that, right? Eric, that's your fault. You brought up that stat, and now you make me look bad.
That's why I didn't say it. I got enough grief the other night.
Of course, Eric Hornick is our fine stats. No one better, statistician, I should say. No one better in the entire National Hockey League, right, Brendan?
I agree.
Work with him all the time.
But he gives us a lot of stats that get us in trouble.
Yeah, I know it.
Superstitious fan base.
Okay, I'm not doing that again. Don't show me any of that stuff.
Just to remind everybody that jinxes aren't real, as my Twitter lights up, I'm sure, for saying that. But if we had control, Butch, over what happens on the ice with what we say, I think the outcomes would have been different.
Absolutely. We wouldn't have a loss yet.
Here's Adam Pelech skating into this one with help from Beauvillier. Pelech down the boards. Nelson after it. Nelson went to center it. Came back to him. Got hung up there in the process. Carlson with Beauvillier. Now Nelson tries it all the way around. Chance to the front.
Look out.
Connect with Beauvillier. Flying the zone with Smith, and Vegas couldn't find a way to get it to him.
There was a good try by Mayfield to look into the slot area where I believe it was Brock Nelson was hanging, but it was intercepted and was almost a breakaway for the Vegas team.
This one hoisted through center, and this skipping, rolling puck won't have enough for an icing, so Aho back on it, but plenty of time. Sebastian Aho scratched the last 3 games, comes back in today with Robin Salo and COVID protocol. Bellows to it against the boards. Stevenson, Carrier, Zarnik, all involved. Bellows, nowhere to go with it. Sandwich there, kicks it free. Zarnik moves around for Parisi, gets it from the backhand, and it's swept away from danger by Theodore, and now rushed ahead. Green stopped it, gave it right back though. Brett Howden with a chance, and that goes wide. Haig waiting for it. Parisi came to him. Then it's Green, continues it on. Bellows. Stopped there, couldn't clear. That shot well wide of the net. Parisi reaching for it. Amadio had it instead. Amadio has Aho pinned. He's still able to play the puck from that position, though. Shot down by Parisi, no icing this time.
Well, Holden had a big game against his former team in Madison Square Garden, having a goal and an assist. You love to do that when you go back to your old team.
Here's a chance for Pietrangelo, and it's blocked by Pajot. Follow-up try, 2 stops by Sorokin. Another one close to the net, and the Islanders clean it away.
Islanders running around just a little bit, puck staring.
Wallstrom comes up with the puck. Only Kolasar was back. Wallstrom bounces one in on Leonard and then forces him to freeze the puck. Sorokin has been there when they've needed him. He keeps it even at 1.
Has been unbelievable. Janmark with the opportunity to get the puck back to Pietrangelo. Lets that shot go. It's blocked. A turnaround shot again by Roy. Sorokin makes another save. Here comes another one. There's 2 quick ones. Watch this save here as he tracks the puck all the way. Pietrangelo gets that opportunity. Man, look and drop the right pad. And Roy says, well, I can't get it by this guy. Well, he's been... You could say no one's having a whole lot of luck getting it by this guy.
Some great looks from our crew at the saves from Sorokin, who has made 19 of those so far. Dobson's shot changed directions along the way. All the scoring, albeit just a couple of goals, happened in the first period. Marchessault for Vegas. Nelson on the power play for the Islanders. Anders Lee for Dobson. Swung behind for Wallstrom. Wallstrom looking, wanted Pajot. He nearly banked it in off of Leonard, who hangs on for the whistle. Islanders playing tomorrow night here on MSG Plus. They take on the Montreal Canadiens. Live coverage begins at 6:30 with Islanders game night. Puck drop tomorrow is at 7 tomorrow night. MSG Plus or stream it on MSG Go.
You know, the thing that's impressive about Wallstrom is that when there's a good play to make, Brendan, he makes it, like a nice pass or what have you. He's got great vision. But if there's not a play to make, he gets it towards the net and he says, you know what, let me throw it out there and see what happens. So this is a guy that's, you know, a little creative and certainly not hesitant in any way, shape, or form to get that puck to the net, which is a good thing.
6 assists in the last 6 games for Oliver Wallstrom.
Well, and that's why. Well, they're proofs in the pudding.
For a guy who was billed and certainly looked like a pure goal scorer, and only that, we're starting to see other parts of his game come to life.
Yeah, he's really picked up his game. He's, you know, getting used to the National Hockey League, and what happens is that you find out, Brendan, that you have more time than you really think you do, especially if you just hustle to get where you need to go.
I say that, right? The game slows down for you after certain.
It does, yeah. It doesn't really slow down.
No.
Just your mind picks up.
Well, Villiers coming in down the boards, can't stop that from being cleared. Then Green angles William Carrier off the puck. A little tug there as play continues. Haven't had a lot of penalties in this game. Probably could have had a few more than we've had.
Referee's got dinner date tonight.
This pass comes through the slot and all the way out of the zone. Islanders did score a power play goal. And that's the only penalty that's been called in the game. A high stick from Riley Smith off a face-off. As Theodore was rocking on all edges with pressure from Cizikas.
Yeah, Beaker almost had a little behind the play penalty.
Cizikas this time, red line and in. Ross Johnston. They'll let him get there first. Johnston with Cizikas nearby. Forced the puck to the far side. Stolen away by Clutterbuck on the way out of the zone, but there was Janmark to move it ahead for Waugh. Waugh, Janmark right down the lane, and he shot it off the glass.
Yeah, that was, Dobson gave him way too much room there. That's a tough pairing right now for me. Dobson and Aho.
3 minutes to play here in the period. Pacioretty to the front off the skate of Aho, and this one hoisted out of the zone.
Want to get a change if they possibly can.
Pietrangelo to Dodonov.
Pietrangelo went down. Have you ever seen that many people fall, Brendan?
It's been interesting.
Yes.
This one snuck through for Kiefer Bellows. Bellows, 1-on-2. Got a little jam there from behind by Stevenson. Thrown to the crease behind his back, and Zarnik just couldn't grab it.
I'm not sure he was ready for it. That was a heck of a play by Bellows. Another guy that has no problem with getting the puck to the net.
Green tipped. Pietrangelo. Bellows to the wall. Bellows through the slot again. Zarnik having to come to it. Chara keeps it alive. Now has to retreat. Stevenson with Dodonov on his right, Pacioretty on his left. Chandler Stevenson run into by Kiefer Bellows, separated him from the puck. Then Pacioretty throws the hit on Green. Pacioretty comes out of the corner, angles one for McNabb. McNabb with a shot. That one blocked away by Sorokin. And a big hit delivered Pacioretty on Green, and Green pops right back up. Parisi got a little tug on the hands. Pacioretty wrestled down Bellows, and here they go. Bellows came over after the hit from Green, and the gloves are off with Max Pacioretty.
Pacioretty's going to get the extra 2 minutes, I can tell you that right now. I mean,
Pacioretty tied up with Bellows. Nobody really landing too much at this point. And the linesman will come in and break up what is the first fight in the National Hockey League for Kiefer Bellows.
Pacioretty has a little edge in the length of the arm. But good for Kiefer Bellows and sticking up for his teammate Green. That was a clean check with Pacioretty and Green once as they go in. And a good strong move there by Pacioretty. And then as the play continues on, he had a little smirk there, didn't he?
No extra penalties handed out, just 5 for fighting for both Bellows and Pacioretty.
Watch this play now. How is that not an extra 2? I mean, okay, I get the 5 for fighting, but how is that not an extra 2?
Barry Trout's wondering the same thing.
Yeah.
But it will be 5-on-5. Pete DeBoer is inquiring about the location of the faceoff. But there's Casey Zeke is showing Kiefer Bellows a little appreciation.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And yeah, that's a good way to get respect from your teammates, is stick up for one another.
And no offense to Kiefer Bellows, but the Islanders will take that trade. Bellows for Pacioretty for 5 minutes.
Yep, exactly. Should have been an extra 2, Brendan.
Yep, could have been 7. 7th career fight for Max Pacioretty, his 3rd as a member of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Mount Sinai South Nassau in Oceanside is ranked among the best in New York and high performing in 8 categories, including heart failure, orthopedics, and urology. We find a way.
Minute and a half to go here in the second period. Brendan Burke and Butch Goring with you from UBS Arena in Elmont, New York, as Pajot for Lee off his glove. Pietrangelo took it from there. Pajot finished his check. Meanwhile, this is thrown in off the stick of Carlson. Pelech to it with 1:15 to go. Pelech takes a hit from Marchessault. Clutterbuck throws one of his own. Pelech can't settle it down. Marchessault lost the handle as well, and it's poked out by Anders Lee. Theodore ahead. Pajot got a stick on it. Now it's Marchessault for Pietrangelo, the defenseman in deep. All the way around for Keegan Colasar. Colasar has a path to the net. Drops the shoulder, brings it behind. Colasar still stick handling. Short pass to Carlson. Everybody converges down low. Janmark to the blue line. Theodore to Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo rink wide. Flagged out of the air by Clutterbuck.
Watch your back.
Clutterbuck just got rid of it. Pajot will get it the rest of the way as the Islanders race for a change. 27 seconds to go in the period. Theodore ahead for Waugh. Waugh carries in. Poked away by Beauvillier. Beauvillier has Bailey. Anthony Beauvillier takes a look. What did Nelson and Whitecloud got back to break it up?
Just in time. Real patience there by Anthony Beauvillier. I look almost like too many men on the ice too for Vegas there. I made a quick count as the last Vegas player was going off the ice. So.
Yeah, it was Pietrangelo who was getting off. It looked like he could stop the play, but he had to get off because his replacement was already on. Yeah. Nobody scored in the second period. 18 shots split between the two teams evenly.
Well, the Islanders had an opportunity with a nice little knockdown play just at the blue line, and you can just see the three potential 3-on-1, a little good patience, but you're never too late to come back, and that's exactly what saved the Vegas team. Bo's looking all the way, and little reach there by Whitecloud. Knocks it away from Brock Nelson, who would have had an excellent opportunity. But like I've been saying, Brendan, it's been a pretty good game from both sides of the ledger. Both teams have had their goals, their opportunities in the offensive zone, and hasn't been a lot in the neutral zone. So 20 more minutes for the Islanders and continue to play their way they're playing and take advantage of maybe a mistake by the Vegas team.
Coming up, it's the second intermission report. It's brought to you by your local Ford stores. Visit buyfordnow.com today. We'll hear from Zach Parise direct from UBS Arena, and Butch Goring will join Shannon Hogan and talk more about the first 40 minutes of this one between the Islanders and the Vegas Golden Knights. Saw some fisticuffs, saw some shots, saw some chances, all of that in the second period, but we did not see a goal. The score from the first holds up, headed to the third today here on Long Island.
Rolls on. Islanders Islanders and Vegas Golden Knights afternoon hockey, a celebration of Andy Green's 1,000 game milestone. He gets the silver stick. I'm throwing my own trivia in here. Anybody know how much those silver sticks weigh? Because I'm thinking it's got to be pretty hefty. Tie game after 40 minutes. We had a chance to catch up with one of his former teammates, Zach Parise, when he came off the bench. Zach, a close game with the Vegas Golden Knights this afternoon. How would you assess this through the first 40 minutes?
It's been a challenge. They're a fast team, and they always have 4 guys going in on the rush. So as a forward, you have to make sure you're coming back hard and you're finding their late guys. That's what makes it tough to play against them. But we are having some extended shifts in their zone that period and looking to break them down that way.
You were teammates with Andy Green when you guys had time in New Jersey together. Teammates again. It's nice to have a celebration for a milestone like 1,000 games, but what is it about Greener that has allowed him to have this longevity in the NHL?
Well, he's a great skater. I think a really underrated skater, and that's what has allowed him to be, kind of an undersized defenseman in this league. His ability to close the gaps, his ability to get back on if he gets caught down low, and he moves the puck well. And at the end of the day, too, he's a really good guy, and that never hurts to keep him around a little longer.
All right, Zach, thanks so much for your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Santa Claus is coming to town and bringing the gift of Isles hockey at UBS Arena. Purchase a holiday pack today. Get 4 tickets to an Islanders game plus a $60 credit for food and merchandise. Holiday packs are the perfect gift for the family and a great way to join the party at UBS Arena. To purchase your holiday pack, you can visit NewYorkIslanders.com/holiday. We are just getting ready and going here on our intermission report. Plenty more to come. A high five and hello from Andy Green on a special afternoon here at Belmont. Intermission report continues, coming to you live from UBS Arena at Belmont Park. Season's greetings to everyone. Islanders and Knights tied 1-1 after 40 minutes of play. And Butch Goring is joining us now. He's been calling the game from our booth with Brendan Burke. Butchie, your impressions when it comes to this game, when you look at what the matchup was going to be, a lot of attention on Robin Lehner at end of the ice, but you have to also tip your cap to what Ilya Sorokin has been able to do in net.
Well, all the hoopla surrounded about Robin Lehner, which has been justified and it's been great, but as the goaltender at the other end, you go, hey, you know what? I got to get these people yelling my name, and boy, oh boy, he's been real good. I mean, he's been solid. He is so quick. He reads the plays well. So the reason the score is still tied, really, in my mind, is Sorokin has had to be outstanding.
Brock Nelson had commented after the first period that he felt the team had more confidence when their defense was very active and involved. You saw a little bit of that with Noah Dobson in the first period. You wanted to see more in the second, and the guys delivered.
Yeah, absolutely, and I've been talking about that, and as I said, watching a lot of games, that if the defense is not involved and on a regular basis, and we're seeing Vegas, they're up the ice all the time, their D, so it's an important fact. It allows your offense to get going quickly through the neutral zone and create some opportunities. But the Z-man is, as I've been talking about, is getting more opportunities. He's changing his angles. Earlier on, he was just kind of standing and just throwing it back into the corner. Now every time he gets the puck, he's shifting to his left. He's creating an opportunity for him to get the puck to the net or to the front of the net. So he's starting to find his game, and that's important. But I like the way the defense is playing. I like the way the team is playing. I mean, they're getting great goaltending. They're sacrificing the bodies in the defensive zone, and then they're having their moments where they're forechecking hard. So it's been a good game. It's a tough opposition, but the Islanders have been ready for the challenge.
You know what? Matt Barzal is not playing in this game, Butch. Obviously, he's still on COVID protocol for the Islanders. But when he's on the ice, he's one of the guys you just can't take your eyes off. I'm finding that more and more true when Oliver Wahlstrom is out there.
Yeah, I really like his game. I mean, he's really matured as a hockey player. He's in and out of the lineup a couple of times and didn't play in the playoffs much last year. But he has really, really elevated his game. And the thing is about him is that he's smart with it. He doesn't give up the puck. He keeps his feet moving. He's brought a physical part to his game. And he gets the puck to the net, whether it's via the shot or certainly, on rebounds. And he's even getting into blocking the shots. And I'm not sure how much he ever did that as a younger player. So he's just understanding that, you need to be a complete player. You need to keep your feet moving, which is always a tough thing for young guys to learn. They think they can float once in a while or stand still. Doesn't work. Oliver Wahlstrom has really picked up his game, and I expect bigger and better things from him as the season progresses.
Well, maybe he will be a difference maker as the Islanders look to close this out with 2 points in a matinee matchup. Great stuff, Butch. We will hear you on the call with Brendan coming up in the third period action. We're taking a break here on our intermission report. We'll have a little more to come before we get to that puck drop in the third. We'll be right back. FanDuel Sportsbook, make every moment more. Let's take a look at the second period scoring summary brought to you by Hyundai. Islanders and Vegas Golden Knights fairly even with the score. As you can see, it's 1-1. Vegas Golden Knights have outshot the Islanders 21-16. Islanders with a smidge of an edge in the face-off circle. Isles have a 1-for-1 on the power play. Not a lot of penalties in this game so far. As you can see, the Golden Knights have yet to have an opportunity with the man advantage. We're stepping out for a quick break. Do not go away. When we return, Butch and Brendan have the call of the third period puck drop next on MSG+.
Islanders hockey on MSG Networks is presented by Mount Sinai South Nassau in Oceanside. We find a way. Start of the third with the Isles and Golden Knights still tied at 1. That's where they've been since the end of the first. Here's today's hashtag Cadillac Trivia answer. Robin Lehner in his 1 season on the island finished 3rd in the Vezina Trophy voting. Who finished 1st and 2nd? Well, Andre Vasilevsky, he won the Vezina that year, and Ben Bishop, who announced his retirement last week, finished 2nd that season playing for the Dallas Stars. Think you can stump us, the experts? Tweet your questions to hashtag Cadillac Trivia. Robin Lehner won the Jennings that year along with Thomas Greiss, and then he won the Jennings again last year along with Vezina Trophy winner Marc-Andre Fleury, who's now in Chicago.
I find it interesting that Vasilevsky and Bishop played on the same team, and everybody wondered why they would trade Bishop. Well, I guess everybody found out in a hurry, didn't they?
Certainly did. Remember how many people were outraged at Tampa Bay giving up a prized possession of Corey Conacher in order to get Ben Bishop as well, and that trade worked out okay for Steve Yzerman and the Lightning.
First couple of shifts for the Isles, real important. You know, you're going to get a push from the Vegas team.
They got one right there, and Carlson denied by Sorokin. 22nd save of the game for Ilya Sorokin.
Got to win your battles in behind the net, and Vegas out-hustled them and pried that puck loose and got an opportunity.
Pietrangelo let it fly. It was dropped down to the ice by Sorokin, and he regained his composure and stopped Riley Smith's rebound attempt, and then an errant pass will help the Islanders out of their zone.
Pietrangelo can really shoot that puck, and wired. Look how he's still way up by center ice, for Christ's sakes. Does he not know he's a defenseman? That was a great reflex save by Sorokin. All he could do was get his glove on it.
There's Josh Bailey catching Vegas in a change, and he found a nice seam there, but Nelson couldn't catch up to it till he got to the corner. Bailey, Nelson, Beauvillier out on the ice for the second shift of the third period.
Look how deep all the guys are for the Vegas team. They had 5 guys below the hash marks.
Evgeny Dodonov, his shot was stopped by Dobson. Stevenson for Carrier, tried to spin it to the front, and the puck stolen away by Dobson. In a dangerous spot, Dobson was able to escort that one out of the zone. Braden McNabb sets up in front of his own net. Zach Whitecloud shoots it in. Andy Green. Polisar takes it instead. Now Waugh, Nicholas Waugh, stolen by Pajot. Then Dobson takes a shove, but the puck still in his skates, and his stick along the kick plate comes free. Janmark out to the line. Shot by Pietrangelo, never made it through. Pajot blocked it. Islanders still can't clear it though. Pretty good push here from Vegas to start the third.
Petrangelo doesn't take much of a rest, does he? It just seems like he's always on the ice.
Played over 20 minutes already at the start of the period, Bush.
Yeah.
He'll play 9 minutes probably in this period.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Especially with a 1-1 game.
I think he picks his spots, though, to, gets extended stay. Like he'll go 15, 20 seconds if he can.
He did have that 3-minute shift. That wasn't his fault. He couldn't get off the ice back in the second period.
Yeah, see, you like ice time? How about that?
That'll up your numbers a little bit. Here's Beauvillier. Over for Pelech with a shot. Saved by Leonard with Parise. About as close as you can get to Leonard.
I just wanted to slide out of the way. A little bit of a screen shot. Islanders taking a little pressure off their own zone. Bo's got his head up all the way. Nice little lob pass. Adam Pelech, that's all he can do. And Robin Leonard, good-sized goaltender, is able to square himself. Petrangelo, we talk about a guy that just gets that. Look at that save, and then you know what? Keeps his eye on the puck. It bounces out of his glove, and then just slides left and takes away the angle to make another save. Sorokin's been good.
Leonard has only had to make 16 saves so far in this game of the 17. There's a chance for Clutterbuck, and he couldn't get it. The one that beat him wasn't his fault. Shot by Nelson off the skate of his own defenseman and ricocheted behind him. These two teams played once before. It was a 2-0 shutout win for the Islanders back October 24th. Clutterbuck, Cizikas to the net with a backhand shut down by the glove of Leonard.
Oh, good save there by Leonard. Just held his position.
Here's Pelech with a shot that changed directions and just crept past the side of the goal. Casey Cizikas has the ability to score. As this one thrown to the net, it lands just to the side of the goal. Of course, Cizikas had 20 goals a couple of years ago. He's got none so far in the first 19 games of the year.
Yeah, you know, he thinks about it. There's no two ways about it. Maybe he can heat up a little bit.
Nelson, Bailey couldn't get the shot away with Petrangelo right on him. Vegas just gave that puck away to Nelson, and he put it in a good spot for Josh Bailey. This will be, well, they say onside. Okay. Play continues. Here's Kolasar.
Didn't look like that puck was all the way over. Brendan?
Kolasar lost it. Islanders come ahead with speed. Nelson kicks it to Beauvillier. Drives to the goal. Going is Bailey. Beauvillier whiffed on the shot. Whitecloud will start it up the ice for Vegas. Now it's Carrier with speed to the outside and played well by Chara.
Big long reach came in handy there.
Evgeny Dadonov turns and puts it into a tough spot.
Oh,
penalty taken by Chara as he got the stick near the skates of Kolasar. And it will be a Vegas power play, their first of the game here in the opening minutes of the third.
Weak call there, especially when the referees have let everything go. Z-Man's in front of the net. He's just going to spin around and, yeah, you know, he got his feet moving. So, you know, legitimate call. But given the way the game's been called, I'm not sure I like that. But there's Cizikas had good position in front of the net. Pelech with a little wrist shot, just trying to get it towards the net, and that one looked like it deflected off of Pacioretty. This line's been good again. I mean, Ross Johnston's in there instead of Matt Martin, but this line's been real strong. And Cizikas, as you mentioned, Brendan hasn't scored a goal, and he's had several opportunities, and that's a good start for him. You got to get opportunities before you can score. Is that obvious? Is that an obvious statement?
I guess you could score without an opportunity.
Yeah, you could just bounce it in off someone.
Yeah. Well, that whistle not only signals a power play for Vegas, but it also released Max Pacioretty from the box. Both he and Kiefer Bellows were allowed out after their fighting major from the end of the second. So just in time for this Vegas power play for Max Pacioretty. They go to Dadonov. Parise was there. It's Theodore for Stevenson. Pacioretty set up on the far circle.
Now looking for the one-timer. Islanders overplaying him a little bit.
Stevenson down low for Waugh. Tried to sneak a backhand. Waugh. Poke check by Pelech. Comes to Stevenson. Chandler Stevenson. Hanging out along the boards. Drifting. Got to Dadonov. He rings the crossbar. Pelech gloves it down. Can't clear though. Dadonov gets it back. Now it's Theodore moves to the middle of the ice. There's Pacioretty. Vegas power play. 22nd in the National Hockey League, but hot as of late as Theodore scores. Shea Theodore was able to navigate that one through everyone into the back of the net. A power play goal for Vegas, and they lead it 2-1.
As it so often happens, Brendan, the Islanders had a couple of chances to clear it. They couldn't get the job done, and then they spend extended time in the defensive zone. And just a whole bunch of people, and you wonder how shots like that get through when you have as many players. And Islanders on the outside, and a little back and forth by the Vegas team in a one-timer. Partially screened, I think, by Waugh in front of the net. And Sorokin's not able to pick that one up quick enough.
Dobson dumps that one in. And Nelson up with it now. So the Islanders, who have never led in this game, fell behind 1-0 early, now find themselves down 2-1. Bailey into the skates of Anthony Beauvillier. Nelson working on White Cloud. That was the 27th shot of the game for Vegas. That went in, and it was the only penalty taken today by the Islanders that gave Vegas a power play. Here's Carlson. Into the slot for Smith. Dobson got a stick on it, but now Pietrangelo with lots of room to work. He throws it to the side for Carlson. It was Andy Green who broke that up.
Smart heady play by Pietrangelo.
He's got it again. Pietrangelo winds and shoots. Saves Sorokin. Rebound try from Carlson. Stopped and covered. Vegas scores on the power play. They come right back down with a couple of more chances. They lead it 2-1 on the power play goal.
Yeah, a little give and go, and he just walks right into it. I think Sorokin was screened a little bit, possibly by Waugh and Parise, who was in the slot area. Whistled that shot in, and look at the stats on this team with defense.
Another point for the Vegas defense. 83 points. Third best in the National Hockey League. Led by Alex Pietrangelo, who didn't pick up a point on that one, but 21 points for the defenseman Alex Pietrangelo. Islanders are last in the league in that category, points by defenseman, as Cal Clutterbuck able to hold on to that puck and then work it deeper for Ross Johnston. Inside 13 minutes to play here in the third period. Here's Pietrangelo from center ice and in. Steered back down by Amadio. Clutterbuck will pick it up. And then as he gets toppled over, stays with it from his knees. Cizikas comes to help. He's tripped up, and that's a penalty. And the Islanders will get a chance to respond with a power play of their own as Carrier goes to the box.
Just a reflex action by Carrier, just to try to get his leg in the way, and inadvertently trips Cizikas. Carrier, good hard work, takes down Clutter, stops with him, and Cizikas coming in to help out. Now there's the well, that's a little leg action there. And he knows right away as soon as he did it, it's like, oh, why would I do that? Well, the Islanders now get an opportunity to tie this game back up, see if they can get another power play goal.
They're 1 for 1 on the power play. This is number 2. This power play brought to you by your Tri-State Volkswagen dealers. Dobson threw it to the front, and it's cleared down by Vegas. It'll be Dobson, Wahlstrom, Zarnik, Nelson, and Lee on this power play unit for the Islanders, which is missing Matt Barzal and missing Kyle Palmieri from its normal configuration. As Zarnik for Nelson, the backhand floats high off the stick of White Cloud. Anders Lee wrapped up with Carlson. White Cloud and Zarnik involved as well. Wahlstrom coming in, trying to pull the puck out. McNabb watching this develop, and he's the one who finds it and clears.
Yeah, real smart play. A lot of guys would have just whipped that all the way along the boards. The Islanders had that cut off. Steady, squares his shoulders, McNabb does, and able to clear it up through center ice.
This Vegas penalty kill has really struggled over the past few weeks. Despite their success in the win-loss column, they've given up 11 goals on the last 19 times they've tried to kill a penalty.
Now that certainly is a very poor percentage, but they're doing a pretty good job on the Islanders now. And they don't seem to be as aggressive in the defensive zone as they were earlier on, but mind you, the Islanders haven't spent a lot of time there.
Beauvillier chips it down the boards. Parise and Beauvillier both after it. Neither get it. Stevenson coughed it up. Beauvillier hands to Dobson. Return to Beauvillier. Beauvillier down low. Parise, Pajot, and Leonard just got a piece. Comes around for Dobson as Leonard scrambles back to his feet. Josh Bailey to Dobson. Kept it alive. Bailey again. Pressured. Played for Parisi. Far side Beauvillier. 18 left of the power play. This will come out of the zone.
Yeah, good aggressive move by Pietrangelo, recognizing where that puck was going.
Bailey with room. Bailey tried to go between the skates of Smith as he had Beauvillier creeping in, and it hit the skate of Smith instead. Power play closing out in 2 seconds and 1. Carrying onto the ice as Aho into the zone. A wrist shot deflects out of play, and the Islanders one shot on goal during the power play, and they still trail 2-1.
Excellent opportunity as Pajot wants to see a replay of that. Beauvillier down low and on a quick little shovel pass, and Robin Leonard gets a glove out there, gets it out there, and Pajot looked like he just hit the glove as Leonard's glove was extended earlier on. And that was a golden opportunity and well set up play by the Islanders, but no luck. Or no finish. Or both.
21 shots for the Islanders. Only one has gone in. Pacioretty waved at that one. Comes to Marchessault. He'll dump it down. Adam Pelech. Right back where it came from. Mayfield, though, stolen by Marchessault. Pacioretty with it bouncing. Cycles for Waugh. Mayfield on him. The pass got to Marchessault. Clutterbuck stole it on its way to Pacioretty, but couldn't get it out of the zone. Cizikas deep in his own end. Clutterbuck just jams it up ahead and past Whitecloud. Halfway through the third, Islanders down a goal. Shea Theodore on the power play here in the third period with the go-ahead marker. Nelson has Bailey. Josh Bailey on the cutback. Lost it, got it back, and then couldn't connect with Nelson. Pietrangelo the other way. And we get a whistle here.
Too many men,
Way too many men on the ice for Vegas. Coughlin still standing on the ice in front of the Vegas bench as they played with 6 for about 10 seconds before they blew it down. Power play Islanders when we come back. Now time for the live odds presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more.
Well, the Vegas got caught with too many men on the ice. So we take a little here, and I'll just show you here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, you know, they're cheating. And who's the guy that spots it? Watch Brock Nelson in the middle of your screen. You're going to see, look at the, got his hand up to the referees, letting them know, and the referees finally got the message. That wasn't even close. Like, that was 6 guys for, you know, quite a distance.
No one was even on their way to the bench until after the whistle was blown as Thompson works it for Zarnik. Islanders have a chance on the power play. Nelson shot through a screen off the glass. Islanders are 1 for 2 on the power play. And an unsuccessful try just a few moments ago. Wahlstrom, the Islanders leader in power play goals, can't get that one through, and Thompson will have to chase.
Yeah, I like to see the Islanders like move it around from all the way from one side to the other. And they keep it on the same side, Brendan. The penalty killers don't have to move a lot. It makes their job a little easier.
Also for a big goalie like Robin Leonard.
Yeah, you want him moving side to side for sure.
Pietrangelo hard around. Wahlstrom knocks it down, plays it behind his back to himself, and then feeds Anders Lee.
That's confidence, Brendan. That's confidence.
Nelson, that pass, tried to sneak it. Janmark got a piece of it. Janmark got a breakaway. Short-handed, he lost the puck as he went to the net.
And a good aggressive move by Sorokin. He came out to the top of his crease and was able to move laterally.
Vegas is a dangerous team short-handed. They have 6 short-handed goals this year. They had 5 in a 7-game stretch between the end of November and beginning of December, and they had an awfully good look at another one there. Here's Parisi, quickly out for Beauvillier. What a power play goal against the Bruins on Thursday. This is Bailey off the skate of McNabb, and it bounces out of the zone.
Yeah, he was trying to get it to the front of the net where both Pajot and Parisi were.
Pajot from the corner. Turns it back to Bailey. 15 on the power play. Bailey with a shot. No rebound, no problem for Robin Leonard. Islanders left with 14 seconds to work with.
Well, the Islanders make an errant pass, and Janmark, who's a great skater, was able to get that loose puck, and an opportunity loses a puck. You can see Sorokin, though, had tremendous position. Cross-ice pass, and Bailey's looking to the front of the net, and unfortunately, he zips it off the skate of McNabb. McNabb put his skate the exact same way, Brendan, and he deflected the first one in, except for that one off the toe and not the heel.
Aho to Bailey. Final seconds of the power play, and that'll pretty much do it as the pass comes out into the neutral zone. Beauvillier back in. Islanders go to the bench. Amadio back onto the ice. Full strength are Vegas. Just one shot on goal during that 2-minute stretch for the Isles.
You get back-to-back power plays, and then those are critical times for any team. You got to be able to capitalize on that. Percentages are not always relevant, Brendan. No. It's when you score a power play goal, particularly when you need it. And the Islanders needed one of those 2 chances.
The Islanders' power play has been quite good over the last few weeks, but Butch, when you have power plays like that, especially back-to-back, where not only do you not score, you don't really generate any sort of juice from it either.
No, they started to get a little stationary again.
Cizikas wins a face-off on the Isles logo, and Mayfield hit the linesman trying to get it in. So it rolls back, and Theodore across the ice for Zach Whitecloud.
There'll be a lot of chip and chase for the Vegas team now. They do it normally anyway quite a bit. Even more.
It's the Vegas team, one of the top offensive teams in the National Hockey League. 3.5 goals per game on average is 4th best in the NHL. They've been held to just 2 today, only 1 even strength. But the fact remains the Islanders trail in the hockey game. Clutterbuck and Pacioretty were still tied up, but the puck came back to him. Pelech on for Ross Johnston. Now it's Cizikas. Trying to pick it up on the other side of Whitecloud. Can't find it. Followed up nicely by Ross Johnston. He'll get it in. And Theodore will keep it away from the front of the net. Zarnik, Parisi, and Bellows out for another shift as Theodore glides through center. Keegan Colasar lost it. Pushed down the ice by Dobson, and icing is the result.
Now the Vegas team will have 3 guys back all the time, and possibly 4. And as I talked about, once they get to center ice, if there's no real obvious play, that puck's going to go deep. They're an experienced hockey club, lots of playoff experience, Brendan, so they understand how to play those close games, those 1-goal games.
Face-off comes to Haig. Haig with a shot that got through off the blocker of Sorokin. Parisi tangles up with Waugh. Now it's Janmark. Matthias Janmark finds Pietrangelo. Played off into the corner again. That one stepped on by Chara. Helped out by Zarnik. The forecheck for Vegas. Gets the puck back. Pietrangelo to the net. That one kicked away by Sorokin. Parisi trying to shoot one off the wall for Bellows, and Leonard was able to recognize that quite quickly.
Yeah, real smart play by Leonard, but that was a good try by Parisi.
Bellows scores! Kiefer Bellows goes underneath Robin Leonard to tie it at 2.
Great shot. I mean, a great release by Bellows, and certainly that's what the Islanders are looking for from young Mr. Bellows. Is, you know, we can live with some mistakes, but we need some goals, and comes up with a big goal, a good anticipation by Parisi. Bellows right in the middle, and probably screen, and Robin Leonard a little mad at himself. Figures he should have had that one. Looked like it went 5-hole, but you can see that it just ducks down, and Pietrangelo went to block it.
Looked like it went underneath the leg of Pietrangelo, stayed along the ice.
Yep, exactly. And then Robin Leonard wasn't able to pick it up. So huge goal for the Islanders. A 5-on-5 goal, more importantly.
Second goal of the season for Kiefer Bellows. It comes on an assist from Zach Parisi at the 14-19 mark. And the Islanders have evened the score here with just over 5 minutes remaining. Pelech looking things over, put it into a good spot. Nobody home in a blue sweater, and back the other way, it is Jonathan Marchessault. Pelech hustling back. He and Mayfield combine to take care of that, but the puck still in the Islanders' zone. They feed it to Theodore. Theodore has an open man in the back door, was Carlson. And Beauvillier redirected that pass. Marchessault taps it out for Theodore. Bailey coming to him. Theodore, that one angled just wide by Marchessault. Well, this is the misfit line for the Vegas Golden Knights. 3 of the original members of Vegas back in year 1 of Smith, Carlson, and Marchessault. 3 guys that were cast aside by their teams, respectively, the Florida Panthers and the Columbus Blue Jackets. And boy, have they been good for Vegas. Used to be their top line, now it's their second line. But we get an offside and a break in the action here with 4:35 to go in the third. It's now tied thanks to Kiefer Bellows. Casey has tied this game at 2. The precision pass of the game brought to you by Tri-Acura.
And it's about Zach Parise. He has a good awareness, getting hooked just a little bit on the backhand. Got to be able to pass on the backhand, and a great wrist shot. And that goes 5-hole on the defenseman Petrello and 5-hole on Leonard. Pietrangelo.
And so the Islanders have erased a 1-goal deficit for the second time in this hockey game, as Kiefer Bellows scores about 9 minutes after Vegas had reclaimed the lead, as Pajot leads it ahead for Lee and slipped off into the corner. White Cloud wraps it around. This one played ahead and out of the reach of Michael Amadio. He's been scratched in the last couple of games. He comes into the lineup with no Mark Stone, as Theodore let go of a laser that is shrugged up over the glass by Sorokin. Time now for our Duncan-fueled performance tonight. How about Kiefer Bellows? He was scratched against Boston on Thursday, comes back in with the injury to Paul Murray, scores a big goal for the Isles.
He's played hard. He's had lots of energy. He's been involved in the game on a physical standpoint, protects his teammate Green. Got into his first NHL fight and then comes up with a big goal. So, you get the opportunity to play. You got to impress your coach, got to gain the confidence of your coach. And, man, he's working on that. It's certainly a good start for him there, getting your coach's confidence to get put out in the last 5 minutes of the game, down a goal, and you come through for your team.
By the way, that last shot from Theodore that was pushed up over the glass by Sorokin, 96.5 miles per hour.
Oh, he
That's
hammered that. Yeah, he hammered it.
That one gets on through Dobson, and Green will scamper back to it. Pressured by Dadonov with 3.5 to go. Into the skates of Ross Johnston. Now for Cal Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck to Dobson. Dobson down the wing. Clutterbuck in the slot. He scores! Isles take the lead with 3:13 to go.
Well, we've been asking Brendan all game, and for the last 2-3 games, get the defense involved in the offense, and that play works simply because Noah Dobson gets up on the play as the coaches for the Vegas.
Close to offside here.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. We're looking at it. Let's see where the offside is here.
It's at the top of the screen.
Yeah, it's got to be at the top over Ross Johnson.
I thought it looked off live. Watch Cizikas on the left.
Oh, that's close, huh?
They're going to challenge it.
Well, that's a shame.
Again, the skate doesn't have to be on the ice this season. It can be extended from above.
Just back it up right there. That's offside.
Yeah.
That's offside. Yeah,
again, the entire puck has to be completely across the blue line, while some part of Cizikas' skate would be making contact with that blue line, either above it or actually on it. And it was a relatively quick decision for Pete DeBoer to challenge it.
Given that replay, I can see why. It looked offside to me.
Again, they have cameras that are positioned directly at the blue line that look down, that we don't have access to. We'll get them after they make the call.
Yes, we're at a little different angle, so perhaps it's in Cizikas' favor. And, the sad thing is that Casey didn't have to be offside. It wasn't like he, you time yourself a little bit, but you're trying to get into towards the net, trying to get open. And it didn't take him very long to look at that one. And so, I unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work out for the Isles.
Upon further review, it was determined the play was offside at 3:17. No goal. Please reset the clock to 3:17.
And it's the right call, and Vegas didn't take any time in challenging that either, Brendan. So they knew, and the replay we got certainly didn't give us any reason not to agree. In the top of your screen, Casey Cizikas, it's going to be over, and you can see the pucks right there. I mean, it's not really close, and it's too bad. And sometimes you forget where the blue line is. You know, you're concentrating so much on the play, and Clutter's going, Interesting where that puck went, though. Again, right on the ice on Robin Leonard. That would have been all 3 goals on the ice for Robin.
So they take the goal off the board. They reset the clock to 3 minutes and 17 seconds. To take a goal away from Cal Clutterbuck in what is his 900th National Hockey League game as this one flutters to the front, and Karlsson had a chance on it. And now you have to make sure there's no letdown after that goal is taken off and the lead is taken away.
Well, you've got a point. You got to keep the point, and maybe you get 2.
Beauvillier, hands off for Pajot. Chara tried to make himself available. Pajot dunks it down deep instead. McNabb dealing with Josh Bailey. White Cloud off the glass, and it did deflect, so there's no penalty there as it winds up in the front row.
And the Islanders, that's the best place to be late in the hockey game. Keep it in the offensive zone, work hard, make smart plays, Brendan. You never want to throw any blind passes when you're in the offensive zone late in the hockey game. You got to be sure if you don't have a good play, you dump it in behind the net. And everybody should know that's what's happening.
Offensive zone face-off for Pajot with Lee and Wahlstrom, Chara and Green. The Islanders dressing 5 players in this hockey game with at least 900 games of National Hockey League experience, and they set up Pajot! Oliver Wahlstrom makes the play, and Pajot puts him ahead.
Well, that one's not offside, I can guarantee you that. And that all starts with a face-off win by the Islanders as they get it back to Green. Green doesn't have a play at the net, so you don't want to get it blocked. Watch the face-off win by the Islanders. Green's going to get this. No, I don't want to turn it over. And the Islanders go to work down low. That was Anders Lee. And look at this play by Wahlstrom. Pajot's got his stick on the ice, which is what he should do, but Oliver Wahlstrom with the good, strong stick. And like I said earlier on, Brendan, he throws it at the net, and you have to be ready, you have to be prepared. And Pajot scores a big goal. And now it's the Islanders with a 3-2 lead, and they're down to just a couple of minutes.
5th of the season for Pajot, another multi-assist game for Oliver Wahlstrom. And the Islanders have their first lead as the puck has dropped. Make it official with 2:20 remaining. 4th multi-point game for Oliver Wahlstrom in his last 6. And he sets up the go-ahead goal. And the Islanders will now try and lock this one down against Vegas.
What a fight that was by Clutterbuck to get that puck out.
Somehow they say that's onside as Janmark must have got his skates back across before he touched that puck with his stick. As Cizikas lifts this one out back into the Vegas end. We'll keep an eye on Robin Leonard.
Oh, almost a fan there. Clutterbuck will be looking for the change. And now he'll get the opportunity to go over.
Leonard looking for the signal right now. The brakes are on. Vegas gets it in. They're calling for Leonard. Extra attacker is on in the form of Jonathan Marchessault. Theodore for Marchessault. Gets through for Pietrangelo. Now to Donov. Wrapped up by Pelech. Pajot will get involved as well. Puck still stalled there against the end wall. Pelech gets it away and gets it down the ice. It'll be an icing. And it'll be an offensive zone face-off with 1:13 to go for Vegas.
And 3 forwards and the 2 defensemen haven't been on the ice all that long. Barry Trotz goes with a lot of veteran presence out there with Lee, Parise, who are really good along the boards, and Mayfield and Adam Pelech. So he's got his #1 pairing out there. Now the face-off becomes crucial, and Pajot, generally speaking, is pretty good, but so is Karlsson, both on their strong side.
Face-off won by Vegas and Karlsson. Theodore at the line, over for Pietrangelo. Work down the boards for Max Pacioretty. Played behind him, Marchessault. All the way to the near boards for Karlsson. Now Theodore switching places with Pietrangelo. They give it to him. Pietrangelo. Cross ice. That shot blocked by Pelech here in the final minute. Pietrangelo waiting for it. 6 attackers for Vegas. Theodore lets it fly, and they score. Theodore from the line, his second here in the period, and Vegas comes back to tie it in the final minute.
You talked about it, Brendan, about his 90-plus mile-an-hour one-timer in the Pietrangelo and Theodore switch sides so they could both have one-timers, and Islanders have an opportunity, and Scott Mayfield just whips it around the board instead of making a little better play, and that sets up the opportunity for the Vegas team. And boy, oh boy, he just wires that thing. I mean, no chance for the goaltender. A little fake shot, and that's just a bullet right on the bottom corner.
89.8 miles per hour on the shot from Theodore in an awfully good spot. And he scores on the power play. He scores 6 on 5. And Vegas has even the score here in the final minute. Now 40 seconds to go, and the puck back in the Islanders' end. Robin Lehner obviously back in his goal for the Golden Knights as Josh Bailey from center ice will put it in on net, testing Lehner, who covers up and got a little snow shower from his old buddy Anthony Beauvillier. Well, make sure to stay tuned for highlights, analysis, and player reaction on the Mercedes-Benz Islanders postgame show. That is coming up next. 29 seconds to go in regulation. Overtime to follow if nothing changes between now and then. One goal for each team in the first 2 periods combined. And now they've gone back and forth for 4 total goals here in the 3rd period. Islanders have a chance here, though. 20 seconds left. White Cloud off the glass. Green will back up and receive it at center ice. Anthony Beauvillier will tip it in with 12. White Cloud moves it to McNabb with 9. Off the glass around through Marchessault. Taken by Green with 5. Chara will hang on to this. Islanders spend most of the game trying to catch back up to Vegas. They did. They took a lead. Vegas has the response, and both teams earn a point so far.
Well, an exciting last 5 minutes or so, Brendan, but certainly Islanders, we talked about, need to get the 1 point back. They did that, and now they have a chance for 2.
Better shouldn't have to cost more, which is why at Verizon plans start at just $35.
And if you're not a customer, we'll help cover the cost to switch. Just ask Wanda. She's been with us since now.
Everyone gets $500 when they join.
Because everyone deserves better.
Coming up, Islanders overtime, brought to you by Verizon. 5G built right. On the power play, and then in the 3rd, everything happening. Theodore from the line. Bellows was able to tie the score at 2. J.G. Pajot with 2:20 left in regulation gave the Islanders a 3-2 lead, and then Theodore at the 19-12 mark of the 3rd period scores to tie it at 3. Let's take a look at the overtime records brought to you by Verizon. 5G built right. Islanders still looking for their first win post-regulation. 0-3 in sudden death overtime for the Vegas Golden Knights. This is their 4th game to go to overtime. Only one has ended during the 3-on-3 portion, and it was a win for them.
Well, this should be a very fast-paced 3-on-3, particularly with the Vegas team, and their defense jumped up on the play. Theodore, Pietrangelo, so you know they're going to be very much involved, and we'll see what the Islanders can do with that scenario.
Vegas is coming off a shootout win at the Garden against the Rangers a couple of nights ago, as Nelson going for a skate here. That game between the Golden Knights and the Rangers overtime, 5 minutes, Butch, 0 whistles.
Yeah, but there could have been 10 goals scored. It was crazy.
Anthony Beauvillier will handle here the 29th time in 3-on-3 overtime. They've gone the entire 5-minute session without a whistle. J.G. Pajot hanging out in front of the Islander bench. Noah Dobson picks it up as he skates by, takes a shot that was deflected by Theodore, and it caroms back out into the neutral zone where Oliver Wahlstrom will grab it.
That wouldn't be what I call a high percentage shot, Brendan. I'm not sure why he took that.
Wahlstrom, that's a better chance coming off of his stick, but nowhere to shoot on big Robin Lehner.
This is a guy that should shoot the puck and from different angles because he possesses such a wicked shot. But the first 3 guys for the Vegas didn't get much done there, did they? Well, they didn't touch the puck either.
Next three up are Carlson, Marchessault, and Pietrangelo. Islanders have Pajot, Wahlstrom, and Pelech.
See if they can, Wahlstrom can block off Marchessault if Pajot can win this faceoff.
Good job by Carlson dropping down on a knee. He's under 50% on the season, but he wins a crucial defensive zone faceoff here in overtime. Marchessault leaves it for William Karlsson. 1 minute gone here in overtime. Karlsson poke checked away by Pelech. Wahlstrom turns it up ice with Pelech along with him. Wahlstrom, the cutback. Pajot was headed off.
Look out.
Was not an option for Wahlstrom, trying to keep it from heading back towards his net, and at least stalled the progress of Vegas and allowed Zarnik and now Josh Bailey to get onto the ice.
Looked like Wahlstrom kind of maybe pulled a little muscle area there as he was trying to be strong along the blue line.
Yeah, they're looking at him on the bench.
Yeah. Well, he fought hard because he knew he was in trouble. It was a tough change for him.
Here comes Riley Smith. Smith cuts it back. Looking over his options, Evgeny Dadonov. Switching places with White Cloud.
Little Harlem Globetrotters here.
Riley Smith for Dadonov. Off his stick. Pelech coming to him. Dadonov will take it to center. Pelech's going to race for a change. Aho rushing back onto the ice. Dadonov kicks it off for Riley Smith. Drop for White Cloud. Now Dadonov, a little touch pass for Smith in the corner. Nice play by Aho. Gets it away for the Islanders with Bailey and Zarnik. Josh Bailey, Austin Zarnik. Nothing there. Goes on net. Bobbled by Leonard, and he's able to regather.
Good try. Bailey didn't have much legs left, so had to get it over to Zarnik maybe a little earlier than they would have ideally made the play, but good play by Aho to win the battle in the corner. Gets it up to Bailey. Bailey had been up a little bit. And you can just see he slid over to the side and not much of an angle. White Cloud was able to force Zarnik to the outside, and Robin Leonard was able to cover it up in a hurry.
Nelson, Beauvillier, and Dobson on the ice. Steal the puck, and it's Beauvillier. On the cycle for Brock Nelson. Leaves it for Dobson. Dobson with a path to the net, and he put it back door. Beauvillier couldn't get there, but he steals it back. Leonard fights it off after his poke check almost jumped over his shoulder.
Would have been an empty net for Dobson.
Pacioretty to the front. Dobson got back. Now it's a 2-on-1. Beauvillier and Nelson. Anthony Beauvillier closing in. Got the pass blocked. Turns and shoots, and it's stopped by Leonard. Trying to keep it alive. Islanders will take over. Nelson with a shot, glove down by Leonard. This time, he'll get the whistle.
Well, the pace has picked up a little bit. There's some few more opportunities here and there, and it's been all about the Islanders. Dobson tries to get it across to Beauvillier, backhand. There's a bouncing puck. And then another 2-on-1. Nelson recognizes he can't slow down, and he doesn't quite get the puck. Robin Leonard's down already, so nothing along the ice is going to get past him.
Face-off win. Pelech off the noggin of Robin Leonard. And then Pajot will play it back to Sorokin so the Islanders can maintain possession here. But that one right off the crown of the helmet of Robin Leonard. Stayed in play, though. Minute 40 left here in overtime. Islanders have 6 shots in overtime. Vegas does not have any. The only thing that matters is the one that goes in.
Anders Lee, first time on the ice. He's fresh. Pelech's in front.
He was all alone for a second. Lee wiped out from his knees. Can't play it. Pietrangelo up ice. Only Pajot back. 1-on-1. Pietrangelo snaps one on net. Sorokin stopped it. And Pietrangelo plays it back into his own end. Marchessault will go grab it.
Safety play there, isn't it?
Marchessault approaching the final minute of overtime. Drags and shoots, and that one deflects up and out of play.
Well, Islanders win a face-off, and Adam Pelech's going to have an opportunity. Good face-off by Pajot. Pelech go right into the middle of the ice. Plenty of opportunity, and Leonard ducks his head just a little bit. And as you mentioned, Brendan, sometimes you got to use your head, right?
Yeah. See that a lot from Swedish goalies for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Seems to be part of their repertoire.
Soccer players, possibly, I guess. Well, most Europeans play soccer. Big sport now in Canada and the United States.
Face-off win by Vegas. It's Theodore. 1 minute to play here in what started as a 5-minute overtime session. Janmark stripped neatly by Dobson. And now Josh Bailey will carry it over the Vegas line. Bailey chips it around. Janmark picked it up again and then lost it. Austin Czarnik and Josh Bailey got their wires crossed, and Czarnik came back to stop Vegas from having a breakaway.
That was a nifty play by Josh to shake loose for a second, and then you're right. It was, you take it, no, I'll take it routine.
Bailey's pass to Dobson. Right there on him was Watt. The late offside by Vegas gives the Islanders a chance to break up ice. 20 seconds to go here in overtime. Dobson leaves it. Czarnik walks in, shoots. That one muffled, rolled to the net. Leonard having a tough time getting out of his glove as he wanted to play it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's okay for him with 13.3 left.
Czarnik has the confidence and lets that shot go. It's blocked, and yeah, he couldn't get it out of the webbing, right? And Czarnik was, oh, go ahead and drop it right beside me. I don't mind. That'd be embarrassing for the goaltender. You're trying to, maybe catch the defense, or the defensive style for the Islanders.
Face-off win for Nelson. Aho with a chance, and it was blocked by Smith. 10 seconds to go here in overtime. Nelson on it again. Stripped by Pietrangelo. 5 seconds left. 2-on-1. Pietrangelo. He's in. He shot it wide. And that will send the game into a shootout. Great look for Pietrangelo to win it for Vegas. Instead, the Islanders outshoot Vegas 7-1, but Robin Leonard makes all the saves required to send this game into a shootout. Tied at 3 between the Islanders and the Vegas Golden Knights. Shootout next. Overtime for a Barry Trotz-coached Islanders team, but it doesn't result in a win, and it nearly resulted in a loss.
Yeah, Brock Nelson gets checked by Pietrangelo, and everybody's hustling. Aho does the right thing, leave Pietrangelo out there, even though he shoots the puck well. But Sorokin one-on-one with Pietrangelo's got an excellent opportunity, and nothing happens. I was just saying to my partner that the Islanders would know this man, having had him the whole year, and how he reacts on these shootouts.
I think Theodore pulls up for a slap shot here.
I would suggest that he's not Deacon, so I'm thinking Sorokin's going to get out a little further than normal.
First attempt.
Yeah, he's out way further.
And he goes to the backhand and he scores.
Yeah. Didn't look like it was a great move, frankly, but Sorokin definitely came out and challenged him to force him to deke. We'll just see what happens here. A little fake there, and right off the post and in. And he knows he was a little bit lucky as he smiles.
Anthony Beauvillier will be the first shooter for the Islanders, who are 0-2 in shootouts so far this season. Anthony Beauvillier back to his left. What a move, and he hit the post!
Oh, he had a wide open net. He gave him a great fake, had him beat, then he missed the net, basically. Hit the post. It's not even a shot on net, but great move. Watch him go down, fakes. He's just got him cold. I mean, he's got the whole, just hangs on another half second, Brendan.
Jonathan Marchessault for Vegas.
Good backhand guy.
Snaps one into the glove of Sorokin.
Yeah, I said, hey, high glove for a right-hander? I don't think so, not today. That was right up in the up high too. I mean, that was, he didn't miss his shot. Sorokin just put his glove right there. Said, go ahead and hit it.
Oliver Wahlstrom has no book on Robin Leonard. Robin Leonard has no book on Oliver Wahlstrom.
Except for that he shoots it.
Nice move, went to the backhand, but couldn't elevate.
In too tight, Brendan. You get in too tight, you're not going to get it past the pads. And now the Sorokin needs a big save on Waugh, who's a right-hander also.
A chance to win it for Vegas. It is Nicholas Waugh. First shootout attempt of the season for Waugh with speed coming in. What a move, and he scores and wins it for Vegas.
Yeah, real good move. See the move, so how far out it was? Really good. And Vegas comes back and really steals the win, if you will. Islanders get a point, not the worst thing in the world. But they needed wins, and great move, and Robin Leonard has himself a good game. Well, watch the fake way out high. Right there, steps to his left and gets Sorokin moving just a little bit to his right. And that's what I always say about shootouts. You got to give the goaltender something to think about, and he had Sorokin out of position.
Islanders had a lead in the final minute. They let it get away, and Robin Lehner wins his return to Long Island 4-3 in a shootout over the Islanders.
Well, the Islanders have to get points. We talked about that at the top of the show, and albeit they would have liked to have had 2, but they continue to put the points up on the board, Brendan, which is which is an important thing to climb up the standings. But boy, in an extra time, they just really haven't been very good, and that's cost them points. So 0-6 right now.
And so the Islanders get a point, but have to settle for just 1. And Robin Lehner, fans haven't forgotten him. He hasn't forgotten them. And he sends some Islander fans home with a Robin Lehner souvenir. There was some breaking news during overtime. The National Hockey League postponing tomorrow's game against the Montreal Canadiens. All cross-border travel has been postponed until after Christmas. So our next telecast will be Thursday night when the Islanders take on the Washington Capitals. Live coverage will be at 7 p.m. Coming up next is the New York Islanders post-game show. As Kiefer Bellows scored a big goal, Islanders thought they had this one with a 3-2 lead late, but they give up the game-tying goal and fall in a shootout 4-3 to Vegas. Shannon Hogan standing by for the MSG post-game show.